He's been here.
Oh, wait, who joined then?
Mother goat.
No.
There's Neo.
Bana na 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 Neo. Bana na 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 na. Sporin. A lot of the other. All fair though. $22 or no. Okay, I went through 24 pages of Jamboard. Literally the only image of her third one was just the official sprite that was data mined.
Yeah, we literally data mined all her expressions immediately when she was in the story.
Have fun,
Aye.
pants.
Ohayou gozaimasu. How is it going, everybody? Oh, Godzilla -1 today? I see. Freak is in Girthened? I see. I also see. Grab you guys. Well, hold on. Let me do my tweet. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. All right, tweet is live. Go give it some love. Hope everybody is doing good today. I'm sorry. I have just been having all sorts of like nasal drip and stuff lately. If you hear me coughing a lot, I'm not sick. It's just that. I'm okay. I'm just really confused because I just saw a tweet on Twitter where the guy was like, I'm so excited for this, and he was talking about Tears of the Kingdom, and it's like, but it's out, and I was like, wait, am I seeing like an old tweet or something? I think it's just a dude that's like just woken up from living under a rock. Are you ready for Christmas, Lotto? Yeah, I mean, I've been ready. Like, it's kind of funny. I haven't really had to do too much. I'll probably before it goes down for maintenance tonight, sit down and plot some stuff, but shouldn't take too long. I just need the first node ready. Okay, hold on. I'm losing my mind here. Stuck in tab hell. Okay, here you go. Let me grab this for you guys on the YouTube side of things, and let's... Here is the sauce for you guys on this side, and here's the sauce for you guys on this side. Again, I hope you guys have had a good day. We finally got Weisugi Kenshin, and I am so happy for that. I got off work today early as well, which was also nice, and just pure good luck. Ray, thank you for the good luck as well. Thank you for the 46. Thank you for the 15 stream. Suki, thank you for the 22 months. Apparently a bunch of you had stream streaks. Mr. Creamy, thank you for the 5 years. And if we can get some love for my man Danger Creamy, if you guys haven't followed him, go do so. I win, thank you for the 57. Oh wait, that was yesterday. Okay, so we're good. We're good. I got all of you now. But again, I hope everyone's having a good day. Obviously on JP, I am just still trying to like progress on the shop and everything. You guys can see I'm actually pretty close. This is my plea to you. For any of you who rolled for Kenshin, please, dear God, set up your meta supports with, like, MLB drop Cs. I don't need points anymore. No one needs points. Like, I'm going to complete points naturally at this rate from just a couple more runs. But I am really far away from completing shop still. So, please. What do you think about the Karnobu Shopkeeper? I think it's great. I think it's excellent. I heard rolled for Genshin? No, rolled for Kenshin. You guys are clearly hearing what you want to hear. Weisugi Kenshin. Now, you might hear me get a little nasally and it might sound like that, but is what it is. Like, I think that's just, again, like I said, the nasal drip coming on down. Oh, that's right. I rolled some more FP here. I think I was just trying to like get what I could because I knew the Lotto was starting. And I didn't get to clear out the rest of it. 8 minutes left in the Gamba. Yeah, we probably won't roll in the next 8 minutes, so you guys got time. Go grab your popcorn, drinks, and prepare to laugh. Probably gonna call her Kagatora still. I mean, you can if you want. I think everyone will kind of know, unless you're gonna confuse them by just saying Kagatora. That will actually confuse them. You'll have to find a way of like qualifying it, being like 5-star Kagatora or something like that. But yeah, the if you guys are unfamiliar with Kagatora, like Kagatora is the childhood name. Nagao Kagatora is the childhood name of Weisugi Kenshin, the famous like daimyo during the like Warring States period for Japan. And so while all the like various daimyo were duking it out, Weisugi Kenshin became pretty famous by somehow remaining a foil to Takeda Shingen for years and years and years. Yeah, I was gonna say, and basically she developed the moniker because she was devoted to, well, it's probably a he in history, but there is a theory that it's a she. But she was devoted to Bishamonten, the god of war, so much so that people said that like she was her avatar, like actually like the god in the flesh, and they started referring to her as Bishamonten. Kenshin is the adult name, like Ushi Wakamaru is the child name of Yoshitsune. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like sort of when you come of age or you get a like more proper name that you're known by, people call you that. Monthly cramps do be sounding sus though in the history books. Oh yeah, no, like that's where like the theory is. So apparently Weisuki Kenshin would get this monthly cramp. They would disappear during that time, coming out a couple days later every single time, and they eventually died like basically of like those cramps, those complications. Some people said it may have been cancer, other people have said it may have been, you know, the fact that Kenshin was actually a woman the whole time and attempting to hide it. But that's, you know, no one's quite sure in that regard. So it's an interesting theory, and so for Kenshin to be gender bent, it's like that one's not that much of a stretch. Like Kaidomaru is the childhood name of Kentoki. Yeah. Bro had the most gnarly case of IBS. I mean, and I could see that, right? But that being said, like they did have things like rice porridges and stuff back in the day that were like good for such cramps. It wouldn't have necessarily solved it, right? Like, but so you do wonder, like, was it a more serious health condition at that point, since it clearly progressed to the point of actually killing? Death by period, that's unexpected, right? Like, but it could happen. You could have had an infection or something like that, so. And before old stomach cancer, right? Yeah, there's any number of reasons it could have been. Hello, Astral. I can't believe you're rolling Kratos. Yes, we're rolling Kratos. Isn't that basically what every play has done for Kagetora, being played by a female? I do know that like one of the other reasons why people suspected is Kenshin was described as being very fair and somewhat effeminate. So like it's just one of those deals where, you know, it could have been a pretty boy or it could have been a girl, right? Like, and that's why some people would suspect it. And the whole reason that something like this would happen, it's the same thing like that they play off of with Saber, is that like there's always the possibility that it was just a male dominant society at the time. Females wouldn't have necessarily been allowed to take such positions, and thus they would have maybe tried to disguise their femaleness somewhat so that like they could either pass as a male or somewhat emulate the male leaders that they themselves would have felt the need to try and like act like, you know, for the sake of their men. So it just depends. Zentron-san, thank you for the follow. Merlin was still learning dick magic at the time. Yes. What's up, CZ? How's it going? Bitches MLB the silver. I appreciate it. Like I said, I will use them, at least to the extent that I need them. If I end up being like, oh man, I'm done with that mat and I don't need it anymore, that's one thing. Like I said, I think the big one that I need is MLB of the Gold Sea, but I think the only person on my friends list who had that prior to the Kenshin banner was Leo, and Leo doesn't have it on his meta supports anymore. He did, and then he switched to the point Cs, and now I think I think what's happened is the people that do have the Cs have stayed on the point C since the raid because they've just been lazy, and that's fine. Like I'm lazy myself all the time at events like that, but needing points sucks. I mean, most people should have an MLB point C, so it shouldn't be too bad. But it'd be what it be. I'm actually not going to do more runs, so that, like, you know, if I get Kenshin, we can level her up real quick and test it out. Gonna leave that there. Imagine being the guy who fell in love with Kenshin pretending to be a man. You mean like they were gay for Kenshin, or you mean like they loved Kenshin, but it was a forbidden love because Kenshin had to be this like male leader and can never actually act the part as a female? There's also the fact that they hid Kenshin's body after he died, so the suspiciousness. Yeah, but there's also like reasons you would want to do that. back during the Warring States period, because if your enemies ever got a hold of the body, they would have just made an example of it and used it to like demoralize your own troops and stuff. So kind of makes sense. What's your Marthamus box goal? I'm gonna be honest with you, Ahado. I'll be happy with like 300 or something. I'll still try for my 500, but if I don't get it, I don't get it. Like it's just a timing issue in like how busy I am at work. Two. The Game Awards tomorrow, and also a new Path of Exile League releases on Friday. Damn, nice. Yeah, I know. We have the Game Awards that we're going to be co-streaming tomorrow with the first day of the Lotto, so that'll give you guys something to watch. And then Friday, we're going to be playing Lethal Company as well, so you guys will have more stuff to watch while we're grinding. Holy fuck, that art? Yes. We'll give the artist love. Not enough time plus bad timing. Yep. The plot of NA's Gouda this year literally based around if we had Nobu's skull, we would rule Japan. Yeah, quite literally. Like it was just this whole concept of like the power that conferred. Hiding the body and protecting it was pretty normal. Yeah. For Lethal Company, yes. I saw a hilarious clip where it was like 3 people just like singing as they're like on the ship. And like, so one of the technologies you can buy in the ship, instead of a teleporter to the ship, like pulling people back onto the ship, you can build a teleporter that teleports you from the ship to the like area that you've got to go scavenge. And so like they're all singing and dancing as the teleporter's activating, and then it gets in there, and all of a sudden you just hear screams, you hear explosions, you see fire down the hallway, and then you hear just the turret rev up. And it's like they just jumped into the worst spot possible. It's just really funny. The turret must feed, yes. Suika stream will be fun. I've never played Suika game, nor am I sure what it is. I know a bunch of the VTubers have been playing it, but I have not, like, actually caught it myself. Combine the melons? I see. Oh, now I think maybe I have seen it. Trying to remember exactly what you do in it, though. But I'll be very curious to see if we manage to get Kenshin in a good amount here. JP hasn't been the worst to me of late, but I don't think it's been that benevolent either. So we'll just have to see. I've seen a few streamers on Lethal Company literally scream like they're shitting their pants when a random enemy appeared. So like, and you notice, like, I don't really scream, right? Like, you have to, like, surprise me to get me to scream. And, like, most of the time I'm not surprised. I'm, in fact, like, expecting it, right? Dad, when are we getting JoJo Artoria? Oh, the thing that I was asking VIP about that because you posted it, Avalon. The whole 18-bit clip of, like, Artoria. Avalon sent this, and I guess it's from the 18-bit anime, because I don't know anything about the anime. I just know that it's the Aniplex that put it on. But so, like, this is apparently a thing in the anime, and it's an Aniplex anime, so they just advertise their own stuff. But it's like just kind of freaking hilarious to me. Oh, and this. Yeah, like it's 100% supposed to be FGO, which I find just great, right? Like, and that is definitely going to feed the memes. Or 16-bit, yeah, sorry, there you go. FGO2 looking refined, right? Saber without the saber face trait? Yes. I just like that she's doing the like whole like punch meme there. Is that live 2D? No. No, it's not. FGO ads in the anime as well. Yeah, I remembered like seeing that when it first came out. Like I said, I don't know anything about the anime proper. I don't know what the story to it is, like actually how it goes and whether or not it's even good or not. Because I haven't really heard anyone talk about it. I've just seen the like FGO stuff that's come out of it. Wait, which servants are the Pillarmen? That's a good question. It's been enjoyable. Okay. Fate, if it was actually good, damn. Damn, how you gonna do me like that? How you gonna come into this Fate stream and talk smack on Fate? What's the sauce of that? Like I said, it's apparently the 16-bit anime. But I don't actually know. Fate if it made actual content, damn. Y'all hit me where it hurts. The latest episode, okay. You don't need outsiders to talk shit, we could do it ourselves. Yeah, I mean, nobody hates Fate more than Fate fans, right? Like, and that's usually the case of any fandom. Like, any fan of any fandom can basically tell you, like, oh yeah, like this is the worst parts of each fandom. And they may be different for different people, but like usually there's gonna be a lot of overlap. Time travel story about a female game dev going back in time to the 90s and altering the game market. Oh, did she get rid of DLC? Because if so, that sounds like an amazing anime. Fate is one of the biggest American video game brands there. Excellent. Nah, Suki fans hate it more. I mean, you probably right. But that's just because most Suki fans are deranged like that. Not all, but most. FGO players if they could read? What do you mean? I just read that comment. Don't know much more. I've been just as confused as you would ask my friend. Yeah. It's like I said, I haven't watched it at all. There's too much crap to watch this season. Like, even some of the shows like Freyrin that I see a lot of people watching, like, I've watched like the first 5 or 6 episodes of Freyrin and I haven't been able to watch since. Like, I just Thanksgiving didn't help because I fell behind on more stuff, and then like I've been slowly catching back up on things. And then there's stuff from like last season, like Helk, that I watched until the end of the season. But when the new season came around, I haven't watched any more of Helk. So, like, there's other stuff I'm supposed to be watching. Freyrin, not Freyrin? Well, what if I call it Freyrin? There's too much stuff to consume in general. I mean, I think it's just a really solid season, right? Like, I gotta be honest, there's no one show that stands out for me this season. Like there's no show where it's like, this is the show. I think the top 2 for me this season so far have actually been Apothecary Diaries, which has been slower of late, and Eminence and Shadow. And Eminence and Shadow has been also slower of late. So, like, they're both good. They're both awesome. But to me, like, it's the season doesn't have that many bad animes that, like from the ones I'm watching that I go, like, oh man, I'm just going to drop this. But none of them are really, like, so dominantly amazing that I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait for this. Blue-Eyed Samurai stands out for me. Yeah, see, that's one I'm not even watching. I've been enjoying my new season of Ancient Magus Bride, too. Yeah, like, God, there's so many shows this season. Like, it's just crazy to me. it feels like it's like the post-COVID bump, like kind of like how we had in gaming, where like all of 2013 was good. It feels like all of a sudden now you finally have all these anime projects that have like finished and wrapped up and are coming out this one season. S-Rank Musume is going nice. I've seen like the first 3 episodes of that. It seemed like a good show. It's another one where it's like I have not had the time. Like I would need to just sit down and binge anime all day, and that is highly unlikely to happen. Is it as good as season 1, but it's still good? Eminence and Shadow season 2 is still good. It's just like the issue with it is they just got done with an arc, and now they're like building for another arc. So like until they get to the peak of this arc, it's not going to be good again. Like, and you kind of know it, and you're just waiting for it. So it's not like it's bad. Do you mean FGO is wrapping up as well after COVID? No. No, not wrapping up. Like, I mean that that is to say shows that got delayed are finally, you know, like getting produced and stuff like that. That's what it feels like, at least. Yeah, I think honestly, I think at this point, like, I think Nasu, like, back in, like, year 3 and year 4, like, if he could have ended the game right then, he would have. And I think it's just because he was overworked due to Tsukihime and stuff like that. Like, he was juggling a whole bunch of crap for FGO. He felt obligated to do Tsukihime, and it was really weighing on him. And so I think that's where a lot of his negative connotations come from, and I think that's where a lot of people, like, pick up on that. I don't think it helps the fact either that he keeps saying, like, y'all have to prepare for the end of FGO, because it makes it seem like he's very doomer. But I do think, like, now, based off of what we've heard of him on a more recent note, like, he's in a much better place. He doesn't have as much on his plate, and he, like, is enjoying what he's doing, right? Like, I think, to me, that's a little bit more apparent, because you don't just hear him complaining about things left and right. Not to do any work on Soccer Wars? No. Oh, different IP. Those are drama-seeking Tsukihime fans. Most Type Moon fans, I bargain, don't feel that way. No one is forcing Mushroom Man to do anything he doesn't want. He owns the IP. Yeah, I agree. Like, I think, like I said, I think he felt obligated and like he had let the Tsukihime fans down. And I think that was, like, you know, preying on his conscience. But, like, I do think at the same time that he was just feeling pressure. And that's all that was. NASA is back just in time for everyone to be fucking done. Lol. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about that. I don't think it's like everyone's fucking done. I think if again, like, I had to give you guys my honest opinion as to what's probably happening behind there, my best guess is they are struggling to hire new people because of their rep. They keep losing people because of overwork. And thus they keep needing to hire more people, and the cycle just continues, like, over and over and over again. So I think it's like they don't have enough people, the people get overworked, the overworked people end up quitting, and they lose them, and then they need to hire more people. And so it's like, even if they hire someone, they don't actually get any ground gain. Like, they need to be able to hire a whole bunch more, but the problem is like there's either not enough applicants because of, like, their rep or their pay, or they basically there's just not enough for whatever the, like, specific thing was that they were doing. What's up, Kyle? They should hire American programmers easy. I think if they could, like, handle the language barrier, that would be amazing, but I think that's the issue with a Japanese company, is they're not going to try and hire foreign if they can help it at all. Honestly, it's been kind of wild. If any of you guys have paid more attention to the anime industry, you've started to notice them actually using, like, foreign people for some of the stuff. Okay, like, where they get a foreign animator to come in and help them out, or they get a foreign songwriter to help them. I think that is way more of a, like, they were pressured and didn't have many good options type of deal, rather than, like, them being like, oh, I know, let's collaborate. I don't think it's the latter. I think it's the former. I think it's a necessity that they do so, rather than we're doing this to be like original or unique. Age, they give it a 39. And like that being said, yeah, like there probably are some circumstances where they actually did. But I think like you look at like Made in Abyss, and Made in Abyss was how many years ago now, right? So it's one of those deals where I think the situation is getting more desperate every single year, and I think that's why you're beginning to see it more and more. It probably doesn't help that Japanese work culture is not very good at addressing overwork. Yeah, I mean, I think it's issues with overwork. I think it's issues with adequate pay. And I think it's issues with having enough bodies because of that. So, like, the prior two issues lead to there not being as many people that want to work in the field. And when there's not as many people that want to work in the field, but there's ever increasing demand for the need of the field, logically pay must go up. And yet it doesn't appear to be as of right now. Japanese businesses do seem insular at times. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing, in all seriousness, right? Like, I think as long as your company can handle it yourselves, yeah, did you dubstep powderoo my phone? Because it kind of dead. Cad Powderu? No, it's Kadoru. There you go. And Kadoru Hyper. Do you like the subtitles on card selections now? Yeah. Yeah, I think, like, honest to God, I don't see why it took them so long to put this stuff in. This is stuff that should have been done before the American release. Seriously. Like, I think it's kind of wild that if you're going to localize a game in a country, that if you don't do different VAs to dub over it, that you need to translate literally everything. Everything. Every single snippet that's in the game needs to be translated. Like, as is, right? Like, so I'm very surprised that they didn't lead with that in the first place. Oh, we actually didn't need to do another run, so it is what it is. I haven't really picked a team to do the 90 and 90 plus from Artemis yet. I'll decide when it unlocks. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to, like, you don't have to do a whole bunch of, like, crazy prep or anything. That's the whole point to, like, having the spreadsheet and everything, is it makes it very easy to access for you guys. We're late for the rolls? No, we're about to start them. I don't know what DaVinci says in the main menu. Right, yeah, like, that's kind of a problem, because you lose context on things. Jay with the skip. Unfortunate, Jay. You've skipped into another Padoru. It was all part of your trap. Granted, this one doesn't sound as bad. I ain't listened to 3 in a row. I don't blame you. I will also ask chat, like, I don't mind if you request Padoru every once in a while. Please don't do it 3 in a row or I'll start skipping it. That's my request to you. So it's like, if you don't want to waste your song request, don't do that. Because I won't want to listen to it that much. So it's like, it's okay to do it. Tis the season, right? But like, goddamn, be chill with it, guys. Dubstep was like 10 years ago? I'm sorry, you think dubstep was 10 years ago? More like 20. Oh, anyways. Alright, chat, it's time. Well, actually, hold on. Did I buy my stuff out of the Mana Prism shop on JP yet? Looks like I did. Yeah, because we had the new CE, which is a very interesting CE. I don't know that I've talked with you guys about it, but I don't know that I've like hauled it up on stream. God, what am I doing? Fingers. There we go. I'll watch on YouTube until the music changes. I don't blame you. But okay, so we're gonna get started here. I had people ask me, why am I rolling Kenshin? I have a couple of reasons for it. But ultimately understand it's just gonna boil down because I like the unit, right? I have a grailed Kagetora on my JP account. She's only grailed to 90, but she is grailed. As for why, though, I do have an NP5 Estrella, so I shouldn't need NP1 really of Kenshin, but honest to God, I think the fact that it's a like relatively neutral looper that's gonna be a boss killer for us, right? Gonna be someone that can go into the invincible comp and stuff like that. Like the fact that that's gonna be an arts looper and be able to buff remove is exactly what I need on JP. Like seriously, it's one of the last things I really need. So this is coming to me at a very, very good time. We're gonna go ahead and start out with the paid courts. I don't have very many, I think, or no, it actually looks like I have quite a bit now. Oh no, 93. So yeah, it must be the remnants of a pack that I bought at some point. So the vast majority of this is all. And here, let me turn the sound on. It's all free courts that I've accumulated. Does she have Overcharge? Yeah, she has 2 ranks of it. We'll talk about it when we get to the actual kit. By the way, chat, the fact that you get mana prisms from rolling is very nice. I do really like it. It will help some of the mana prism issue. But it's not gonna make it too good for free to play still, because they don't roll enough. I like her especially since I never rolled a stray anyways. Yeah, I'm actually decently close to pity here. You guys can see I got 671. I have a ton of fragments. I have like 60 something tickets. So like this has got to be actually fairly close to pity. Hopefully it doesn't take us to pity. Where do you think she fits in versus Draco? I mean, Draco's whole deal is if you're one of the 7 main classes and you're a servant, she's gonna kill your ass. Like, that's basically that, right? Like, and I think Kenshin, like the issue I run into with Draco more than anything is that like if you actually need the refund and you don't have enough charge in the party comp, Draco's gonna struggle a little bit because of that deck. Versus Kenshin's got some really nice card performance. We're gonna talk about that when we get in. So I think like being able to like refund under her own power will be a lot more doable. Also, nice. That is a very good 3-star C in terms of animation. I honestly want Kenshin just for the name. Yeah, I mean I'm a big Warring States fan too, so like it's one of those deals where it's like it's just a nice intersection. So I'm glad we finally got, like, people asked me before this event like what did I want to see out of this Guda Guda, and I said I wanted to see 5-star Kenshin where we explored the whole Bishamontan side of things, and that's what this event is. So I'm both laughing that I kind of called it and both like really pleased with the status of this current event. Like, it's absolutely great. I think my only complaint so far about the event itself is just maybe some critique about the way that they managed the raids. But outside of that, like, I'm still happy we had the raids. I still think this event has been largely. Whenever I hear Kenshin, I think of Aroni Kenshin. Yeah. Kind of where his name comes from. So you're requesting events now? Wait, what do you mean? Oh, I wish. I wish. Fred, thank you for the follow. If I were able to request events, I would have requested a lot more. And no, I do not have her yet. Don't need NP1, NP2 then? I don't think I'm going to roll for NP2. It's my JP account. I don't really have the funding to do such a thing. Like, I can spend money on JP, chat. I have spent money on JP. I don't want to spend money on JP. Gold orbs. Archer. Oh. I think that's NP5. That's sweet. That is another one of my grails on JP. You guys know I'm a Saberface guy. I grail all my Saberfaces pretty much, but like JP I was a little bit more lax on that server because I basically never thought I would get this far. And I essentially just said, like, you know what? I'm going to grail some of the other units on this server, which has been fine because we've had grail casting. So I've, like, now once grail casting's been out, I've started going a lot harder in grailing the actual Saberfaces on JP. And that's why, like, my JP is pretty stacked for that sort of thing. Grimoire Wise. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. NA Lotto tomorrow? Yep. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on in FGO finally. It honestly, on one hand, I'm like, oh god, I've got so much crap I've got to do, and I'm like strung out, but nice. Nice. I'm not going to get a 5-star CE. That's a good one, or for the event, that's a good one to get. Yeah, like, it's, on one hand, I'm kind of strung out with there being too much stuff to do, but on the other hand, I'm like, sweet, you know, like, we've got so much stuff to do. It's a good problem to have, I would say. I got a double for my role, so she made herself MP2. I mean, I'll take that if she wants. You're taking the chat luck? Too bad. You showed up here. You signed on the dotted line that I could have your luck. Do you have MLB Black Grail on JP? Nope. No, I've only ever seen 2 Black Grails on JP ever. In, like... I've been playing JP now 4 or 5 years. So it's like, I've been playing since halfway through year 3. However long that is, chat. I think he has MLB OK Grail, though? No. I have no MLB Grail at all. You take Black Grail of the 5-star ticket? Nope. Because at that time I had 4 K-scopes. And I told myself too, I was like, the problem with that pick was, if I picked Black Grail, I would have never seen another K-scope as long as I lived. And then I knew too, I was like, but the second I pick the K-scope, I'm not going to see another Black Grail. So I picked the one that made me MLB. And sure enough, I have seen by far more K-scopes since then. Including Wizard Marshal. Gonna get back my luck next year. You can get back your luck right after the banner. Also nice, 5-star CE. That's gonna help, because that's just the problem I have right now, is being able to run actual stuff for this. Black Grail, I never rolled one on JP, just got the 7th Annie, thank goodness they gave one for free, yep. You should have picked Origin Bullet? No. I think I have MLB Origin Bullet on there. Red Bull ad, that's new. Yeah. Chat, what do you guys think about the news coming out of Twitch that you're not going to be able to stream if you're from Korea now? Like, they're basically shutting down Twitch in Korea. Wild to me. Berserker, is this going to be Shinpachi? It is. You get the old man with the cane. Old man get, yes. Finally got a K-scope on the Okitan banner after playing for 2 to 3 years. Felt so good. Nice. Rip Korean Twitch. Why Korea specifically? They say so much now when you first pull them compared to being like, I am here, master, like they used to say back in year 1. But yeah, so the issue with Twitch is apparently the like actual network costs in Korea are super high because I guess there's some new Korean law that happened a couple of years back here that, like, yeah, it allows, like, the ISPs to charge Twitch for the amount of data that they transfer. So it's, like, really, really rough on Twitch, and it makes it, like, super expensive for them to run there. Apparently, Netflix is suing them as well. Joker, thank you for the follow. Yeah, they got rid of VODs and clips. Korea seems like the sort of place to have local competitors, too. Yeah, apparently people are saying it's corruption on the side of, like, the government and the ISPs, because they're collaborating, basically. Have I already made the Kagetora review? No, we'll make that after this. I see a future deal between Faker and Kick. No, from most of what I've seen, most of the people are either going to YouTube or they're going to the local Korean streaming service called Africa, however you say it. So, like, I don't think Kick's gonna gain much out of this. But I do think it's dumb of Twitch, because since they're the first one to pull out, either other services will pull out too, or they're just going to be leaving themselves high and dry to let their competition swoop in and pick up all those people. Because, like, imagine, chat. Imagine if you're, like, some Korean streamer. Like, you're a League streamer. You're a esports streamer for, like, some other game. You're a Korean artist. You're a Korean, like, I don't know, like, VTuber or something like that. And now imagine, like, you've been at this for years. You developed a huge following, and Twitch just goes, yeah, in February, you're done. Have fun. And, like, they've said that they'll let them, like, transfer it to a new service. I don't see it. I don't know, like, how they're gonna facilitate anything. Did you notice they reduced the Lotto to just 7 days? It's 9 days, not 7. And it's as long as it was on JP. In fact, I think, as Avalon posted, we have, like, 2 hours longer than JP did. Nice, we got the 4-star C. Does she count as the saber face? No. Lotto in 5 hours. Lotto in 8 hours, chat. Or, sorry, in 7. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. East Coast time. And we do have maintenance tonight. Do we get all the nodes for the NA Christmas Lotto on day 1? No, I wish. That's the problem with it. Honestly, that is what they should do for Christmas nowadays, is they should just do rolling story over time. Like, each day is a new story chapter, but have all the nodes available day 1. I think that would make people hate the structure of the Christmas Lottos a lot less if they did it that way. Yeah, it's just weird to me. At least we're getting copies of Mori. Sadly, I think I already have him at NP5, so it's just extra Mori coins. 1 whole hour, oh boy, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, right? Because they forgot about daylight savings? Maybe, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna mind either way. Like, I already warned everybody, and this is what I keep, like, laughing a little bit, because, like, I've seen, like, Reddit and Twitter freaking the hell out about, like, the length of the Lotto, and I'm like, I've been talking about this for months. We put the guide out as well, like, a month ago, so, like, this shouldn't have surprised people if they were paying attention, but as usual, the FGO community doesn't like to listen to its content creators. They think we're all, like, worthless and that we don't provide any value, and they don't realize that, like, half the stuff that, like, they rely on comes from us. Like, yeah, and content creator doesn't just mean me, right? Like, it means, like, people that are also, like, posting on the wiki, people that are making infographics, that sort of stuff. Like, those people usually know, and people don't listen. And then they go like, oh, shit. So it's like, I don't know, man. Reading dates is hard as well. Yeah, well, I mean, I at least understand that one, because a lot of people don't think, like, Like they see the dates, but they just do quick math of like, well, what's 7 minus 15? I don't know. That's like 8. And it's like, that's true, but if you also have to include the 7th as a day. So at that point, it's actually 9, right? Like that's usually how it works with dates. Is it's not as simple as like simple addition. It's simple addition plus 1. Probably a lot of folks would just check FGO during the dead times, or check out of FGO during the dead times. Yeah. The new JP Christmas Lotto should have all the nodes available from the start as a direct result of the Fairy Night system of nodes. I mean, that depends on whether or not they do something like that, though. And at least as it currently stands, Phoenix, it looks like JP's Christmas is going to be short as well, unless they make it run over, right? Like, and I'm okay if they do. I have no issue with it, but I don't know whether or not they will. And there's no actual reason to give us an authentic JP experience like that. I can understand people thinking the single would extend it. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. I also addressed that as to whether or not I thought they would, and I said I didn't think they would. And I was right. Usually I'm right on these things. It doesn't mean I always am. I have had plenty of times where I'm wrong. But usually I have pretty good instincts for predicting the devs. At least when it comes to NA. JP's a little bit more difficult, but for deal call 2, January, I think, but we'll see. You're just aware that the Lotto is short, just like in JP. Shorter Lottos, they could rush the time gates at least or extend the duration. Yeah, I mean, that's what I've said. Like, I wouldn't mind if they did. Have I seen the real life comparisons? Yeah. Get redeemed? Okay, got you. I see you don't like the Nobu step. Okay. Like that we have all the nodes at the start? Right, but what I'm saying is they haven't done a festivant that short, really. Like, all those old short lottos were basically like the Christmas lottos, to my knowledge. I may be wrong on that, but I'd have to go look. Like, with the more modern setup that we've had for the festivants, I don't think we've had one that's been short. They've all been like 3 sets of nodes that are like 4 to 5 days each. Isn't JP's new Christmas also 10 days? We assume it's going to be. We don't know. They haven't actually given us, like, timing on that. What copies have I gotten so far? None! Do the Marthamas 90 plus nodes unlock like usual Xmas? Yes. Have you seen the reactions to the GTA 6 trailer and how sexual it is? I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. They put way too much, like just twerking and shit in that trailer. Like, I do agree with some of that. That, like, the trailer is, like, avant-garde for avant-garde's sake. Do I care? No, it's a Grand Theft Auto. You know what you're getting when you go in. At least you should. I guess the only issue is, it's been so long since the last Grand Theft Auto game that you have an entire other generation of kids that have no idea what a Grand Theft Auto is. So. Is Florida, it's Miami. Okay, chat. I know this is going to surprise you, but people in Florida don't just walk around twerking. Because if I did, I think I'd have a dump truck of an ass by now. Some do. No, they don't. That's the whole reason why, like, the clip that they used of the woman twerking on top of the car went viral. It's because it's not something you see every day. It's so uncommon that the person had to pull out their phone and record it. I thought you're twerking when walking the dogs? No. It's a lie. I've been to Florida. It's all they do. Okay. So you can listen to the guy that's been to Florida once, or you can listen to the guy that lives in Florida. You do see it in Miami? Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that, like, you couldn't see a person twerking, especially if you went to a strip club or something like that. But, you know, are you going to see it just in the street randomly on a day-to-day basis? No, I don't think you. As someone that has been to Miami many a time. Only went back like twice in 35 years. Oh, you should definitely come back again. We're like a fine wine. We get worse with age. Do the Gators twerk? See, chat, this is what happens. I just get limited 0 over. I never get a black grail. Could halt Cad's dump truck, I see. gssr this new year is going to be a fun one since I'm rolling arts extra. See, what you're saying is you're going to get Khadroth. Listen, chat. They've set themselves up for disaster because they have made Draco look so good for certain nodes this year, and then refused to give her a banner and left her off every other left her off like every other GSSR that they've done. So as a result, the second she's on a GSSR, they're basically asking for all of the people to just go like, okay, cool, I'm just rolling straight for her. I'm gonna just keep doing it until I get her. Until they actually give us another banner. I'll just have to ask Moist Critical. Yeah, Moist Critical lives in Tampa. Cat is actually squatting the entire stream. How did you know that I'm phantom chairing and that, like, the chair here is actually just part of the green screen? Double cheeked up for real, yes. Do you think the single has a goal to make at least one servant with a special summon animation per year now? Specifically, no. I don't think that's a goal. I think they just they look at a unit, they go, this unit needs to be special. I know, let's give them a good animation. It's like, yeah, I think you'll see more, but I don't think they've like specifically been like, all right, we got a quota of 1. And before no Draco for New Year's GSSR, I think at that point people will just scream. I heard Tampa is the most degen Florida city. No. No, Miami's definitely got a beat. Are the dogs getting extra floofy on cam? Yes, because I need to vacuum. I always find crazy people. When I went to Florida, a guy was yelling at me to go back to Cincinnati. I'm from Rhode Island. Well, yeah, I mean, you should go back to Cincinnati. You think they're holding Draco banners back for OP reasons or lore reasons? OP reasons. Because you wouldn't leave her off the GSSR if it's just lore. Like, it is what it is, right? Like, they did the same thing with, like, Oberon, too. And they frequently do it to a unit that they think is very strong and very desired. We watched for years as they, like, refused to give Jalter a banner more often than, like, every 18 months. So I think they just do that when they have a unit that they know is good. I know what I'm gonna do for the next 2 years. I mean, it is what it is. Wait. Oh, shit. No, I think I should be able to roll, because I think I started with, like, what, 63, 64 tickets, chat? Nice! At least we got another 5-star C. I'll take all of those I can get. Starting to wonder who Annie's servant is now. You mean New Year's? Or Annie? Want Jalter only for waifu reasons? That's fine. Yes! 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 That is a major win. That is like one less of that fucker I have to roll. I think I sent P3 of him for me, but I think like to be done with all 5 copies plus all of his like appends, I think I need something like 20 something copies of him. Like it's gonna take a long time before I'm actually done with that man's coins. The year has gone by, it really has. That guy's so bloody hard to get, I know. Still no more copies. Yep. Yep. Isn't New Year's Servant Silent Priestess or Wander? I don't... Why would you say that? Like, they never reveal it ahead of time. Why would you act like it's a known quantity? "25 days left to my birthday. Nice. Almost there. I've rolled 100,000 FP. Okay, so the 100,000 FP, or sorry, 100 million FP, I doubt. If you're like, I've rolled 1 million FP, or maybe even 10 million FP, I could believe 1 million, I couldn't believe 10 million. Another Shinpachi? It is. We get another old man. Dayton Cross, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Yep. All right. We'll get out of the tickets with that. And now we are on actually to multis. Looks like Kenshin being a bit tsundere here. How many did I waste on the banner? You can see the results. They're pinned at the top. Mods update that regularly. Old man getting summoned to Florida's Chaldea. Imagine that. Yes. He's come home to retire. Oh, the summer leaks. Yes, the summer leaks are always correct. Always. They've never been wrong. We've never gotten summer units wrong, right? Osaka Mahime spooked me? Ugh. I mean, did you not have her yet? Because at least getting the first copy is fine. But, like, after the first copy, I empathize with you. In P3? Yeah, that's a oof. Alright, we at least got the 4-star C. There's leaks for every other event, it feels like. Yeah, because it's easy to be like, Cat, my uncle works under Nasu for Type Moon, and I heard that we're going to be getting 5-star Regend in the next banner. And, like, people will just go like, oh, I love Regend. Oh my god, that's amazing. I can't wait to get him. Because, like, they want Regend, and so they'll believe it. Like, every single time. No, it's going to be Abe no Seme. Yeah, you could also just sit there and be like, oh, the next one's Abe no Seme. Why is this a writer? Okay, Yuri Pirates. For a second there, I was worried. I was like, wait, did I roll on the Takeda Shingen ban? It's a Kawasumi voice. Indeed it is. And actually, I don't think I have NP5 of them on my JP. My JP doesn't have that many 4-stars that are NP5. We got the new Doman manga, so Seme is practically here. Oh, you right. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, the whole point is you could just sit there and say Abe no Seme, and eventually you would be right. Like, he is a unit that will probably come to FGO at some point. When, we don't know. But if you keep saying it, eventually you'll be correct. It'll be like, oh my god, yes. 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 I should not be getting excited over 3 stars. Oki has exclusively spooked me 4 times. Yuck. Gold orbs again. Well, at least the servant rate's being okay. Shinpachi? There we go. NP3 Shinpachi. Speaking of Doman, what did you think about this week's You've Lost Ritsuka? I have not seen it, actually. I've not had time this week. A 3-star with his boob out? Yes. Is the new Archer story lock? You mean like, God, I keep wanting to say Takasugi. It's not Takasugi. Yeah, Zenjobu. No, she's perm as well. Both the 3 stars from the prior event are perm. What's up, Spartan? I wish they released more, right? I have NP for Oki and 2 of them during Castoria rolls. Wow. She's an Avenger. Wait, for who? Oh, Avenger Bodica. Cav, would you roll for Femgil? Yeah, probably. Like, if it looked like, what's-her-face from Prilia, probably. What's up, Lotto comps? Nice, yes. Don't forget, chat, maintenance, I think, at 11 tonight, so... You guys have, like, 2.5 more hours. Novagun, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Again, for anyone new, hi, I'm Khadroth. I stream here, like, literally every weeknight. You guys can almost always catch me doing FGO. And there we go, we got the new Archer. I didn't even notice. That's another copy I don't have to roll. So rolling the actual gacha here, proving very nice for me. But yeah, no, I'm very regular in the FGO community at this point, and usually I like to sprinkle in some variety content, but I've been streaming FGO now for going on 6 years? Why do people keep talking about Femgil as if it was a thing? Yeah, it was Angelica doing the, like, takeover thing, but, like, I don't know. So waiting for Perseus to become a servant? Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm surprised we got, like, Theseus and stuff, but not him. Damn, you're old? But, what? Regular is FGO, variety is FGO JP. Yeah, I wish. And the problem is FGO doesn't always have enough content to cover, like, 4 hours worth of stream. Catalyst. I'll take it. Let's go! Let's go! Looks like the catalyst worked, chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. Heart of Sword fucking did it, yep. Now Rainbow Orbs MP2. Listen, you're not gonna hear me. You're not gonna hear me being like, oh man. Oh no, I got MP2. I'll just be like, sweet. The toilet catalyst? Yeah, no, I'm good. Toilet catalyst is for off stream, not on stream. Thank you, Eric. More people got Simi Rams instead of Summer Margin on her banner. Oof. One more 11 pull for greed. I don't know about that. Should have borrowed Fino's cursed catalyst earlier? Probably. Nana Mizuki. You know what? I'm feeling generous. I'll give you guys the extra 11 spin, but that's it. I'm not tempting fate more than that. You gotta strike while the iron's hot. I don't know that the iron's hot. It was 271 right there for it, so this is a hit 300. Is she good? Yes, she is. We're going to actually talk about her kit right here after this. I'm going to do my servant analysis. Meta good or just good? Are single targets ever really meta, is the question. Like, when 99% of the game is farming, it becomes very difficult to be like, oh yeah, do the single target. Got my last Black Grail copy to MLB. That is worth celebrating. Congratulations. I think boss killers are preference. Yeah, I mean, it's just a question of, like, what do you consider meta as a player, right? That was a weird animation. +++ single mob only. Please don't put that evil on us. If Van Gogh can make it onto a farming team, anything is possible? No. I'm not saying you couldn't use her in some farming, right? I'm saying, like, the single targets are rarely, like, meta in that sense. Like what we think about as meta are usually your supports and then, like, whoever the top dog AoE damage dealers are. And it's because of farming. You can loop 1-1-1, so it's meta, I guess. Yes. Yeah, I don't think this has anything in it. My instincts are telling me otherwise. I feel like I've been baited. Bait has been tempted already, right? Okay. Alright, low-key worth. Does Trump say reset the slot machine? Yeah. Y'all got bailed out. You got bailed out by the very last one. Otherwise, I was gonna say that roll was pretty much a bust. It was a min roll prior to that. Didn't believe hard enough, I fear? Pretty much. My uncle works for NASA, it's true. Oh, yeah. Finished rolling? Thank you, Tarak. Yeah, so there's the final results for you guys in chat. Fredo Ruler John. Listen, the key to that one is keep it from your mind and it won't happen. Chat knows I've been spooked by John on both servers enough times. Got a rare NP dialogue? No, I haven't. Still 270 time for Gamba payout? Yes, we got her at 270, so the believers probably should have won that one. So congrats to those who did. Yeah, we're gonna really quick rush into her, level her up as fast as I can, and then we're gonna go test her in a node real fast for you guys' observation. And then we will do the analysis. Should not take me very long though. Actually, let me... do that. Do that. Why do I have 2 stacks? That's really weird. Oh, yeah, before anything else, let me at least combine the NP copies. Yeah, Yuri Pirates end up with NP3. Not bad. I can't believe my bet on Zephyr didn't win. SMH. Never bet on Zephyr. Only fools do that. Alright, so we got MP4 Theseus. He's almost done. At least for, you know, the 5 copies. Which is also a load off when you get that, because it just means you can stop having to, like, lock every copy you see. And then she's MP3 now. You guys can see, I've done some FP rolling. It does take a long time to get them. It's kind of annoying. I didn't get any of them on their original banner. I had to wait. Wait, there should be a sassy lost man. Ooh, wait, do I already have NP4 Zenobia? Or NP5? Yeah, I do. Interesting. Okay, so the Zenobia is a rare prism. Not bad, I'll take that. And then this is the original old man copy. Because it's the locked version. Kagetora is cute, yes. Alrighty, and then now let's just real quick go level. Believe that one's ruler. Yep. Hirsch, thank you for the 41. You can scroll down when full screened on desktop on YouTube. What? What? Why would you want to? I'm confused. Why would you want to do that? Do you think JP will do any reruns, or next year is just permanently on new events only? I think they'll do some. I think the pressure is going to be on them to do some now, but I don't think you're going to see a lot, honestly. Okay, so we have the Ember situation on JP. Lotogen? 123, thank you for the follow. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Okay. Thankfully, I do still have quite a few embers here. Go ahead and pull that out. Actually, we're going to start from the back here because, man, do Chat, I got all the way down to like 3 embers. It was not a pretty sight. Or sorry, not 3 embers. I got all the way down to like 3 days on the embers. Wait, did I accidentally proc and max level her? I don't think so. Weird. Do it like that. We do have a new Berserker. I don't have any new... These. Don't have a new Rider to do. Do it like that. Actually, I should have backed that out some. Trying to get into the game on global, and I was wondering, is now a good time to pull, and if so, on what banner? I was gonna say, Jack can probably help you out with some of the banner recommendations, but I do have a new player guide. Always happy to do that. We do have some good meta supports coming up, like with the Christmas banner, we'll have Scotty. She's a really decent support to grab. We will have as well... Okay, that's enough. We will have as well Koyanskaya of Light. There's Koyanskaya of Dark coming out at New Year's, but there's going to be a Koyanskaya of Light banner like late January that you'll want to try and grab as well. Both of those are going to be really good. And yeah, that would make it quite a good time to start. Yeah. He stole Mysterious Idol X's coat. I do like her design though. Okay, that should be all of that. But are these all 5-star embers? Okay, I didn't realize I was dealing with all 5-star Embers. Thank you for the sub as well. Enjoy your emotes and welcome. And like I said, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. Always happy to help new players. How dare she steal daughter's jacket? Yeah. The second form is really nice. I actually, chat. So, which form is your favorite? Like out of first, second, or third?
剣心の他にもいろいろ名乗っていましたよ。おなじみの影虎、次は正虎、最終的にはテルトラとか。剣心はさらにその後ですね。
Mine is third.
まあ細かいことはいいでしょう。それに当世の本やゲームなどでも私のことは剣心より
Saying in random? That's nice.
流行りに乗っていけ。
Second had the bite. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at the animations. But I think aesthetically, I prefer the third the most. I'll back some of that out in case of a proc. Okay. Gonna keep fishing for the proc here. There you go. Anything I can do to save all 5-star Embers, I will. Hmm.
この姿こそが毘沙門天の化身にして天と地の狭間に立つもの。かつてたどり得なかったかの位に至る私の
We're gonna get 5-star Chacha next year? Maybe. I think it's the best unit to come out this year on JP.
人の世を守り照らす白き炎。さればこそこの力。そなたのため
Yeah, I think it's Draco. I think it's Draco. Like, and I don't want to make Draco sound like too crazy OP, but like the fact that she works against like pretty much all of the 7 main classes, she's like a berserker with no downside. It's really nasty that like she's as good as she is. They basically gave you a single target version of Gil for all the 7 main classes. Yeah, Tiamat's definitely strong as well. I think the only thing holding Tiamat back is the fact that she's an alter ego, and even then, she does so much damage, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that means that that's actually pretty even. Apparently her third ascension image can be resized. Wait, what do you mean resized? You mean like... I mean, you could already do that. I'm confused. Maybe they meant the final ascension? Yeah, I'm not quite sure what chat means. Another artwork that's further away like Oberon's. Okay. 2025 gonna screw me over if next year goes bad. It happens.
月の心にかかる雲なし。行く末が極楽であろうと地獄であろう。何の心残りもないと思っていましたが、あなたと共にあるこのひとときをどうしようもなく心地よく感じてしまうのです。
I think.
私としたことが
Oh, the blush.
どうしたことでしょうか。ああ、そうなのですね。これが人としての。
I think low key they just wanted to pull Nana Mizuki back in. Oh, there we go. Lucky proc.
お酒もいただけるとにっこ
Great through. Yep. Now, chat. let's work on the skills. I actually haven't looked at all at what the requirements are, so we'll do what we can. This should not take long. I'm either going to have the mats or I'm not. The Arts Up is also her 50% charge. Immediately going to go right for that. Do my Florida Man story before testing? No. You might not get Florida Man story done tonight. We'll see. I will prioritize doing all the stuff I need to do first. Okay, mirrors. And hearts. Yeah, it's actually not bad. I'm pretty okay on both those mats at the moment. Alright, and then let me think. Is it that's the NP gain as well? One of you is the NP gain. Hold on. It's either you or it's the third. Yeah, it's the third. Thank you, chat. Open for comma? Oof. Well, she just had the banner on NA. Whatever the green LB7 mat is. Oh, you're talking about like the reptile skin? Yeah. I mean, maybe for her append. Okay. Nice and easy. We'll take this one at least to 7, but let me look at the scaling on this, chat. Why do I have no fandom tabs open? There we go. Okay, this is 2 attacks, 3 turns, so you're going to want a low cooldown anyways, and it is the crit damage and the absorption that scale. Yeah, I don't know that you necessarily need to lure this, but I think I will. I think it's just going to be a smart skill for cooldown reasons. I love how easy rulers are to skill. Yeah. It's always nice. This would have been rough if we didn't have the raid, because I wouldn't have had the QP. The raid got me so much QP, it's funny. Was that too? Yeah. Okay, now we can show her off a little bit here, chat. I think one of the easiest ways to do so would be to actually take her into Ordeal Call, the node that I keep farming. Now, remember, chat, this is just an NP1. It's not like the most crazy of all of them. Hold on. Looks like we've got a situation here with C's. And it looks like it's all the 3-star C that's doing it. Is. We're still over. Which tells me my problem is non-event C. Yep. Hello, Gandalf. How's it going? All right, we got it. Now we can actually showcase it. Lock your 4 stars. I like how chat has my back on these things. Normally I remember to do it, but it's always good for you guys to remind me too, in case I just happen to forget. So I've been doing this node with my NP5, so this is definitely not going to be like a 3-turn unless I manage to just do solid damage here. I think we're actually going to pull out my Castoria for this just to showcase the standard setup. Even though she is Bond 15. Random Ascension for Kenshin? No, I'll leave it in the 3rd for now. I will switch it in between runs if you guys want to see it, though. This is just going to be her under her own power. NP1, 10-10-10 skills, non-MLB scope there. No Grail, no Gold Foe, nothing like that. And a rank 9 Mystic Code here. But yeah, Avalon, Summer Buki, and Summer Scotty together is crazy. Yeah, it's definitely not something where they were like, oh, hey, you know, we'll make it easy on people. Okay, so like I said, the first one's the 50% charge and 30% arts that we did there. So we did the overcharge ranks, the attack up, and the NP gain. And then basically, we could also do the star soaking skill, but I don't think there's much need to since I don't have stars on this current turn. So we'll instead, I think the logic goes, we'll do that, and then I'll take one of my 10% here from the Mystic Code. Which the arts absorb would be really nice, but we'll just go ahead and do it. And we'll just take the actual chain here. The real problem's gonna be if King Protea just yeets my ass.
My fortune comes from the heaven.
Wait, I like the purple eyes.
And my feet will bring me vision.
That's nice. I like the effect of the eyes. Okay, so she did not do a lot of damage. Understand, though, it's purely neutral. And this is definitely a good node since it's just a single enemy to just sit here and go burr against. And you can see, she actually, like, her NP itself isn't going to refund that much. It's the cards that do it. The cards are really nice on her for refund. I'll go ahead and blow the Mystic Code damage here. OG Kagatoria has good card refund. She does when you have her second skill popped. When you don't, she doesn't really. It's kind of interesting how that one works because, like, she only gets the 1 turn of NP gain on that. And I think they kind of learned, hey, yeah, we probably need to do better. You can see there was no arts card in that, chat, and she still got back to 92% with the crit on the Buster and the Quick. Well, I know which Castoria we're using the attack up from. Definitely gonna be that one. Mine's a little bit chunkier here. We already have all stars on Kagatora's arts card. And we're gonna play to my Castoria, since that'll allow her to get the NP. Oh, wait. Well, my Castoria is probably dead. I didn't even think about that. I should have actually gone ahead and popped. I wasn't paying attention. At least not to the boss itself. This damage is kind of painfully low. I mean, it's an alter ego, right? Like, this is pure neutral, outside of the event. NP1 with a non-MLB Black Grail. Like, Martel, you're used to looking at your spreadsheet with MLB Black Grails and NP5s. Like, you're gonna see different stuff. Also, keep in mind, right? A lot of people's perceptions of Kenshin are gonna be warped by them using her in the event, and then them going like, oh, whoops, hold on. Okay, so I actually didn't have the dodge. I thought I still had a dodge on her. I will scuff it for that. I was gonna say, if it's just the supports dying, that's fine. But like, if it's actually her dying, no, I'm gonna keep that one. The art's OP for single targets, yes. Guff sub? Nope, chat. Not at Lotto. Hello, Faye. She makes Estrella outdated. Estrella is still going to be really competitive with her. I'll talk about that when we get to the analysis. It's still a, like, it's a situation in which if you have Estrella, you're fine. But Khadroth is going to do some stuff that Estrella does not do, is basically the issue. Oh, I actually have no way of pulling off the NP here. Well, fudge. Just gonna do it, chat. Y'all didn't see that. What I get for focusing too much on the unit and demonstrating the unit and not the boss. Anti-man niche too, right? Yes. Which, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure King Protea is not. You could on the left, Castoria? I could. There you go, the 100% arts gets her right back again. I also, one of the things that I do hate is whenever you have to see an enemy's NP, it's in slow-mo. Should not be the case. Should absolutely, like it makes it further incentivized for you to 3-turn. Because you're just like, oh my god, please don't make me have to deal with that. Yeah, so I could have done it to her. She would have still died, but I would have still had right Castoria's charge. Aha! A Sussy Baka is here. And a Sussy Baka got all the cards. Sussy Baka is gonna get all of the cards. Well, he's gonna get all of the hits too. I think enemy NPs get shorter too. Oh, I was gonna say if it's only the first time, sweet. So if you have to keep doing it, it's not as bad. But still, you can tell I haven't had that situation happen in a long time, chat. Okay. Well, we may as well let him get that off. Ooh, the 50%. No, I'm gonna take the guaranteed. Because she should get about 30% off of that. Well, depends. She'll be close. Doggo look tired? Doggo is tired. Doggo sleep. Oh! He's living on a prayer. He keep going. King Protea can't get rid of him. Safer to do this, and I'm still gonna get the Castoria NP anyways. So interestingly enough, Kenshin's third Append is anti-alter ego too. But obviously we're not gonna get that unless we're rolling higher in P levels. And he finally bites the dusto. Oh boy, Pretender against alter ego. I did a great job here. I'm not gonna use that. We're gonna go like that, and then that, and then that. And I'm basically going to, gonna save the arts up and the 50% charge for the next turn so that I can potentially refund off of it. Although, I probably don't need it, yet again. Like, I'll probably full refund here. Like, the cool part about Kenshin that I'm noticing at this point is just, she's just gonna keep in P over and over and over and over and over again. You're gonna have some turns where you don't, where the buffs are down and you didn't get the cards, but she's just gonna keep doing it. Look at that, 97%. And I still had a 10% charge skill in my back pocket, so that would have been a clean loop, basically. So, yeah, not bad, honestly. I know that node looked like a mess, but the fact that that just, like, powered right through it still regardless is a definite testament to, yeah, this is going to work. Okay, so now... let me see if I can showcase one other thing, and that's this. Dead. And we'll try to basically, you know what, just to be on the safe side here, oh wait, no, Pretender against Alter Ego was good. I don't know what I was thinking. I was sitting there thinking like, oh god, it's terrible that I had a Pretender come in, but that's actually a good thing. She wants to see her big sword as much as possible? Yes. Change the stage? I did forget to change her. I'm sorry. You guys got me on that one. So, we're just gonna go ahead and do that. I shouldn't. Not for a proper demonstration of the 3-turn, but we will. This time we're just gonna do the Star Soak one, because that was kind of dangerous. Doing it the other way around.
My fortune comes from the heaven. My armor shines on my chest, and my feet is
Yeah, she definitely has a English line. Let me actually mute the song request here, because I want to hear that line if she gets it again. 98%. Yeah, I'd rather not use the hard survival of the Mystic Code there, but I think I will. We'll do that. Castoria should get there anyways, automatically. Time to be invincible. I may need to actually pop the, I may need to scuff and go back and pop it, just because Castoria is... Yeah, she didn't get it. Not that time. I was gonna say, if Castoria gets womboed here, we're in trouble. And she is definitely trying. Yeah, it's voice that I want louder. Okay.
美点が知られたい週末ご将来粛清防御
We'll do it that order. What's up, Yara?
My fortune comes from the heaven. My armor shines on my chest, and my feet will bring me victory. 美点発想知らない
Intriguing, not bad either. It was pretty clearly understandable.
私の向こうに楽園はある。行方を感じて目を開けて。ウィンゾーバーバロン
Is that Nanamazuki? Yes. That is Nanamazuki speaking English.
時の終わり。なれど剣は彼の手に。霊言なる勝利を刻め。
Practicing for the NA event. She's doing good?
地面ごと。
Time to roll. Yep. Okay, so we should be safe for a couple rounds here.
運命をかけた戦いであれば。
Go ahead and use that, put it on cooldown. Now I don't get much in the way of
下がっているように。
cards. I'd like to use that,
そこです。
I'd like to use that card for, what's her face there?
遅い。
Proto Merlin, but, probably better to keep pumping the Kenshin cards.
フィアの花は成長する。命の海に沈みなさい。アイラーバター、キングサイズ。
Is SR turned off? Yeah, I turned it off so we could hear the voice line when she NPs. For Carly and iCarly, like in the Japanese version. Okay, so we got one more turn of that, and then we've got that. So let's do.
ケンシンちゃんにお任せを。参りましょう。
Let's do that right there.
人の世の断りを守護せしかの道行きに毘沙門天が意を示さん。美点発想知らないのたちいらない。
So the only thing I'll say is you can definitely tell when she's in character speaking in Japanese versus when she's speaking in English, she doesn't sound like she's doing the same voice. Because I think she's trying so hard on the pronunciation. But it's like, I'm fine with it. I don't care. It's not a huge deal. At least not as far as I'm concerned. Alright, let's pop the invuln here. I do have a Castoria card, so we're gonna do this. And then that. Basically using it to secure the 100% charge there. English sounds off, which is why I don't feel it. Yeah, it sounds like it's a different character, because it's basically Nanamazuki's actual voice, is what you're realizing. Okay. Into the invincible comp again. See, now, like, with this, I'm not gonna lose anyone. Castoria got hit within an inch of her life, but he basically could have, you know, like, stopped that at any time by popping the invuln early. And I still just brute forced my way into the invincible comp, and it's, like, nigh unkillable now. You mean actual voice to English speakers? Well, it's more like when she's doing her voice as in the Japanese lines, you can hear her like inflection and like how much she's trying to do the voice. Versus when she's in English, it's her voice and how much she's trying to get the pronunciation of it right. So you can immediately hear a difference. But like I said, to me it doesn't bother me. It may bother some people, but it's more like I'm impressed that she was able to speak clear, understandable English and have it not be a problem type deal. And that whole time I didn't have to use the crit damage either.
人の世の断りを守護せしかの道行きに毘沙門天が意を示さん。美点発想知らないのたちいらない。
You can hear it there, right? She gets that deeper inflection. But then when she NPs in the other form, she doesn't. I don't know if she has that in a different form. If anyone does know. Can this still work with Merlin? Yeah, you can still do it with Merlin. Does not have to actually be specifically like Proto. Proto's just really good for it. Try out second? I will. What we're gonna do. Yeah, there's first. First has got the really long spear. I'm not sure how I feel about it, because I've noticed the bear... Like, I got to see some of the animations for this, and it feels like she doesn't use the sword nearly as much. But, I'll be curious to see the second form, because I have not seen it. Change that. Change that. Change that. Should be good. Ponytail is nice, yeah. Oh no, she's cute. Was she not cute in the third form, chat? Okay, so then boom. Servants and streetwear always go hard. Yeah, I do agree with that. It's very nice that she has it. I gotta take the Earth Chain. For reasons.
Kenshin! 毘沙門天が真意を抜き放つは今ぞ!
So she still has the same animation in the second form. I was wondering if she'd have a different one. Okay, free charge. But you can see, chat, like, the majority of the, like, insane refund you're seeing is coming from the cards. Her NP is only going to refund about the, like, 40 to, like, 50% margin. And 50% is usually going to require quite a bit of overkill in order to hit. So that's sort of the issue you're going to run into when using it. Is, like, whether or not you actually have... this is dangerous, actually. Really? Guess I'll just take the triple Casteria chain. Unfortunately, this isn't a Casteria that has NP2, because I would have been able to get to 200% potentially off of that, but... So we do have the rank of Overcharge. I'm probably safe this turn. Probably. So we'll actually go with a full-blown Kagetora chain. There's the nya. So the bike is her horse. That's actually hilarious. Ooh, wow. The fact she's hit that hard through a ruler is pretty impressive. And now all my overcharge stacks were off. The difference here, though, is even though they wore off, I still, one, got the use out of Kenshin's stuff, and two, I still got the extra turn, basically, of not having to use any cooldowns. She's way more upbeat in stage 2 MPs. I don't think so. I think it's the exact same. Like in her animations and in her like voice lines when you attack with her and stuff, I think so. This means no summer Kagetora then? That is true. You're not going to expect that. But I think, as you guys can see, a lot of it's going to come down to card performance, and if you don't get the cards in the right like turn, it's going to impact that. It's going to be a little bit of a problem where like you go like, oh well, okay, but I don't actually have the capability to loop this turn. What do I do? And that's going to be kind of the problem. Like, I'm actually getting really bad sets because I keep getting like very staggered Buster and Quick cards with very staggered Arts cards. I think we're gonna do it like that. I just realized there was no reason to get Little Halloween Devil because then they'll be the Christmas fee is also 50% charge and 20% MP game. Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, Little Halloween Devil gets you 60%, but yeah, it's you're definitely okay without it. Oh my god, this is like the worst set of hands I've had in a while in a Invincible comp. It's just like perfectly staggered away from each other. Castoria could be in trouble, but everybody else has some survivability at the moment. It's turn 6, so we should get a new deck on the next turn. I think I'm gonna do this. And this. So she still has the lance from the first form. Ooh, critical miss. That would have been really bad. Critical miss again. Jesus. Like, can you not? You don't have a crit buff? Wow, still no Kenshin cards. Holy crap. That's a spicy meatball. I think we do this. 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 This.
一杯だけですから。それじゃちょっと気合い入れますね。
This is not good. I don't like having to actually think about this. Isn't critical miss good? Yes, but it means that she was about to crit, basically. So basically, Castoria only lived because of 2 misses. And she still went back after Castoria 2 more times. What the heck? Okay, now we got this. You know what? I have it. And of course, this is the turn that I get the Kenshin cards in order to be able to loop. So that's going to be a little bit of a hard thing, using her in a Invincible comp, if the cards show up on the turn that you need to MP. Because a lot of her, like, ability to get back is from that. And from her 50% charge, which is only going to be available like every 6 or so turns. So I think that's going to be the difficult nature of her, is you could just get card screwed like I'm kind of getting here. It doesn't mean that you'll be incapable, it just means you're going to have to like watch and hold like that like invuln from the Proto Merlin or something for like bad timing. Okay.
地面ごと
Easy charge.
大きいとか言わないでください。
And then still no triple arch chain. I don't think I've had a triple arch chain since like the beginning. I think that's been it. Everyone's still protected, so screw this. We're going for the gold. We're just gonna card this crap. We're gonna try to get as close as we can. Not bad card damage.
見つけた。こんにちは、小さなあなた。巨人に襲
Her
われて
gains cards are so fucking stupid. Well, it's a lot of like if you actually have proper buffs on her. So like she has a decent amount of self buffs to help out with it, but then she also ends up having like, you know, like Castoria or Proto Merlin or something like that. Like having the arts up, having the NP gain up, that stuff from them is just going to make her even more capable of popping off. Kenshin having a saber deck does not help. I mean, that's kind of usual though nowadays. We really don't see any triple arts anymore. The devs do not like to give them to us. I think they kind of realized just how easy of a like path to success triple arts was for most of your old units, and that's kind of like what did it to them. There you go. All right, so chat, that was your demonstration. I thought that was actually pretty, like, informative, at least for me, because that's going to give me so much more to talk about. I don't know about you guys. But let's go ahead and get set up right here. Let me turn the song request back on for you. Okay, Kenshin. Correct. Since Selena is a man, or is she? I don't know. You'd have to check. An Angel's song? Angel's Cry? No? What am I thinking of, chat? I don't know why that wasn't showing up, but there we go. I was right. And then there's the 3-star variant, which is the dragon one. I don't remember what the heck it's called. Hooked on a feeling. Dragonkin, thank you. Summer Lion King seems good here. Wait, what do you mean? Yeah, and keep that in mind too, chat. Like, I was not using Oberon at all there. Like, those were just double Castoria NPs. Or like Castoria and Proto Merlin. So like, if you guys thought that was weak, understand there's way more damage I'm gonna get out of that. But do you want to know what's so enlightening about that? I wasn't using damage bonus from the event. That's the big thing that's gonna warp people's perception of her, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, her damage is bonkers. What? Like, they're not gonna realize that they're using something that has like a 100% damage bonus. And that's always the issue that people gotta factor in, but people just don't, and I find that really funny, honestly. Ba-dum-ba. Oh, would you look at that? So this is very interesting to me. It's also interesting because all I have to do is sort this and those two will flip-flop. Because I believe it's sorting by default on NP5, as it always does, but I don't sort by NP5 because, chat, only whales sort by NP5. The rest of you are majority like NP1, NP2, NP3 type people. Like, it's most people don't go to NP5, at least not with a 5-star. With 4 stars, sure, maybe, but that is the issue I think that we run into. Calling us poor? Yes. NP2 enjoyers? Uh-huh. Yep. Okay. Ugh. And actually, I think this is going to be a thing, because, chat, I have to do this. Please understand, this is not like a dig against a particular unit, but we have to talk about this, okay? Like, because everyone in the community is going to make this comparison. It has to get discussed at least partially. Just so that people actually understand that. Yeah, and she has NP interlude. That's still, like, that's still so nuts. Okay. Trey has an upgraded MP? Yeah. Yeah, that's what's really helping her out quite a bit. Actually, does Martha have the upgraded MP? I actually remember. Let me see. Martha also has one. Dad, you can't touch my wife. Listen, like I said, okay, this is like the Space Ishtar scenario. The second, like, any competitive unit comes out, everyone goes like, well, can it beat my Space Ishtar? And then you're like, yes, maybe. Like, it depends. And then you're like, but I have NP5 grilled to 120. And it's like, no, it can't beat that. Why are we comparing that? Because that's what I have, and therefore it's the best. And it's like, yes, it might be the best, but, like, I'm sorry, we can't talk about that in a normal sphere of things. We can't just compare NP5 120 dicks out for Harambe's to everything, because it's just not going to work. Most people aren't getting to that point. Stop making that voice. No. Sometimes you just have to, chat. That voice is 5-star pretender, unbearded Cad for sure. No. That voice is wine snob Cad. It's like, actually, This Cabernet tastes rather, like, nutty, with a hint of, like, rock salt in it. Tired Sean Connery? No, this is Sean Connery. I'm Sean Connery. Does it taste like a $200 or a $20 bottle? It tastes like a $2,000 bottle that I bought for your mother last night. There you go. Okay. That's all you're getting. How dare you? I could really taste the money in this wine. Yeah, it tastes rather inky, rather papery. Okay, so let's actually sit down and talk about it. I know everyone's been waiting, and my apologies for this taking so long. Oh, I've literally been recording the whole time. I don't know when I pressed record. I don't know when I just started doing that, because like all of that would have ended up in the video, which would have been freaking hilarious. Leave it in? No, I already hit end, so it's not going to be in there. Blooper release? Yes. Yeah, maybe if I had an actual editor to come in and edit behind me and do all the uploads and like handle shit for me so that I didn't have to constantly do stuff and could just focus on making the content. Yeah, absolutely, we'd do it then. But now, no. Not as long as I have to do it all myself. Hey guys, I'm Sean Connery. No, actually, I'm Khadroth, and today we're here to talk to you about Uesugi Kenshin, aka Nagao Kagetora. This is our 5-star variant of her. She's our newest ruler on JP, and she's our first 5-star single target ruler. Now, in her case, she's an arts unit, which is definitely going to make her really sort of comparable to another single target arts ruler that we have. And that's going to be something that I'm going to talk about throughout this entire review, this entire analysis of Kenshin's kit. Because I don't necessarily have to talk about this, but the rest of the community is going to immediately start comparing her to Estrella. In fact, I saw it even before she was released, so it sort of bears worth mentioning. How good is Kenshin in comparison to Estrella? We're going to talk about refund numbers, we're going to talk about damage numbers, we're going to talk about craft essence usage, and the scenarios that you're going to find her in. And all of that is kind of going to be brought into that perspective. Now, to begin with, Kenshin is going to be a limited servant. And if you're wondering why I'm using Kagetora and Kenshin interchangeably, Kagetora is just the childhood name for the character. Uesugi Kenshin was the, Warring States period Japanese daimyo name, aka the adult name, the famous name that Kenshin was known by. So that's where all of this is coming from. And again, don't get confused by it. You can use either one you want to call her. You could also call her Bishamonten if you want, because she is the god of war, the avatar of Bishamonten, if you will. So she's definitely a very interesting unit historically. But again, you're going to have a hard time getting your hands on her outside of this initial banner, because she's probably only going to show up during Guda Guda time, so probably once a year, probably when they feel the need to actually give her a banner, but again, it's just totally up to you. So is she worth rolling? And we're going to talk about that as we move through the kit. In my opinion, to give you a TLDR, yes, but we'll talk about why. So to start off with, she has 11.4k attack, almost 11.5. This is not bad, especially since we've seen some rulers down in like 10k margins. Rulers are usually units that are known more for their defensive qualities rather than their offensive qualities. But Nagao Kagetora, aka Kenshin here, is looking a little bit more on the offensive side instead of the defensive side like normal. And remember, rulers get the 1.1 modifier to their stat for that, so it's not too bad for her. We also see this on the flip side with the HP, where she has less HP than most rulers do. The good thing is, one, rulers basically are going to be taking half damage from most of the enemies that they're up against, or neutral at worst. And again, from there, I think she still has the hard survivability in her kit, so I don't think having low HP as a 5-star ruler is that much of a concern. She's still going to be rather tanky. In fact, right before I started recording this, we actually took her into some nodes as I managed to get lucky and pull her. And we did notice that, yes, she can get beaten down if you're up against something like From Ordeal Call fairly quickly, but they have to be focusing her, and as long as you have adequate protection in there, it's going to be very hard for them to actually do enough damage to actually kill. So, again, I do think this is not really going to be that big of a concern for her. Her attribute here is going to be Earth attribute, which is, I'd say, perfectly fine from the stance that she does have man niche in her kit, so we're going to be talking about that when we get to her NP. She has 99 star absorption. This is pretty much what we expect, right smack in the middle. It's you know, ruler. That's what it is. And then star generation rate here is honestly pretty decent. She's only going to have the one quick card, and that's probably why they left it pretty decent. But the real focus that you're going to want is you're going to be wanting to get those critical stars on her arts cards whenever possible because of their performance. Now, here we get to the NP charge, and the NP charge rate for attacking is 0.62. This is not a bad rate, but it's also not a crazy good rate or anything like that. You're going to hear some people talk about Kagetora's NP gain. Honestly, it's kind of true, kind of not true, but the proof lies in the pudding, and we're going to talk about why. I'm going to say if people are telling you that her NP gain is like crazy, it's really not, and we'll make the case for it here. She does have 3% from NP charge defense. This is the amount she gets per hit per attack against her. So not a bad amount, but it is the average amount there. And again, death rate here being 24.5. Not too shabby, not too high, not too low, just right smack in the middle as well. Her alignment is chaotic balanced, and while chaotic can be exploited, balanced really can't. There's nothing really out there in the game that's going to do too much to it unless the devs make a specific fight that goes right after that specific alignment. Otherwise, you're pretty good. She is female gendered. Her basic traits are Divine, Hominide, Humanoid, Riding, Normal Servant, Weak to Enema Elish, and then in stage 3, she actually gets the Levitating trait, which you probably won't have to worry about too much outside of LB7. So definitely a interesting thing to have. And again, you do end up with a double Buster, double Arts deck. I've seen some people questioning why she didn't get, like, say, triple Arts, and is this holding her back? Just understand that nowadays on JP, we don't really get units that actually give us triple arts too much anymore. It feels like the devs don't want to allow that because they know how strong a triple arts deck can be. It just results in a lot of triple arts chains, either with the unit themselves and their NP, or, you know, combining with another unit's cards. It's a lot of free charge over time, and I think the devs have tried to limit that to sort of curb some of the just raw capability that Arts has always had. And honestly, I think it's really solid for her to have at least the 2 Arts cards and still have 2 Buster cards to be able to pop off and damage. From here, we can see she only has the 1 quick card like we talked about. The star generation rate's going to be pretty decent with it, but I think the issue is going to be actually managing to get stars into the comp somehow. She will still have the ability to soak, and that's going to be really nice for her. And then her hit counts are actually all above average in every single case. Only the extra is the one that is actually at average. Otherwise, the quick card is 1 above average, the arts cards are 1 above average, and the buster card is 2 above average for hit counts. So a little bit, this is why I said the NP gain rate itself is not too nutty, and you're going to see that when we start talking about the NP refund on the NP itself. But the, 4 hits on the arts card is really going to allow that to perform rather well, and that's going to be the big thing to take away from that. For her first skill here, she actually manages to get increase to her own critical damage for 3 turns, but it's I'd say modest 30%. Like, this is year 1 values of critical damage here. You're not seeing like, oh, she just, casually gets 100% crit damage out of nowhere. It's just 30%. So it's not bad. It's definitely a nice thing, and at least it's 3 turn duration, so you don't really have to worry too much about this. The bigger focus is going to be on the other parts of this ability. So from here, you can see that she does also get critical star absorption for 3 turns of 500. She is, as we said, right there in the middle of star absorption naturally for her class. So we don't have to worry too much about this. She doesn't need like a crazy amount, like 5,000 or something like that, in order to make her soak. I do think, you know, if you had something like 1,000, it would be a lot more consistent. But 500 is still going to be really good for her. She's still going to soak a lot of the stars. And depending on what, like, say, Mystic Code or other units you take with her, you might be able to manipulate stars around quite a bit. The whole point is you're going to want to use this in a way that it gets stars on her cards, so that you can follow up the NP with being able to refund and being able to charge back to full. From there, the last aspect of the skill is grant self-evasion to attacks 3 turns. And this is really important because when comparing a unit like Weisagi Kenshin to a lot of other units that are out there in FGO, especially our rulers. Most rulers don't have hard survival in their kit. That is to say, they're already defensive enough by virtue of them taking half damage from most of the knight classes. So the issue at play is they usually don't need the hard survival, but now as we've started to see rulers get used in neutral scenarios, they get used in scenarios in like boss battles and stuff, where the stakes are a little bit higher, the enemies are hitting a little bit harder, and especially with an NP, it's still very difficult to just face tank it. So as a result, having that hard survival in the kit is sometimes very valuable, and I've talked about this with some of the rulers that actually do manage to have it. It's always a blessing to have hard survivability just baked into your kit, and the fact that it's, you know, while it's not a singular turn duration, it's at least multiple attacks over multiple turns gives you flexibility as to when you use it and such. And it also means that if the enemy just doesn't hit Kagetora that turn, it's not going to go to waste. You still have it for subsequent turns after that. So definitely a nice thing to have there. Again, all of that was on a 6-turn cooldown, and then we get to the second skill, which increases her own art's performance for 3 turns by 30% as well. This is a multi-turn steroid of 30%. Always nice to see these. It's pretty much our standard at this point for multi-turn duration. So there are some crazy ones out there that are like 50%, but it's usually because the unit needed it. They needed that upgrade, and they're probably an older unit that got an upgrade to get to that point. She is able to charge her own NP gauge here by 50%. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that the steroid and the charge skill are tethered together. I like having freedom to use the charge skill when I want and have it not impact survivability or damage capability, but it is what it is, and it's not the worst thing in the world because you're just going to go ahead and pop it right out of the gate and kind of go. So it is really nice, especially given the fact that it's 50% charge. It's going to be really good in turn 1, and it's going to really incentivize you starting without charge on your craft essences whenever you have the choice. She's also from there going to gain critical stars every single turn for 3 turns. This is going to help supplement that singular quick card, and it's also going to give some stars in an arts comp just kind of floating around for her to be able to soak. So it's really, really nice that she has this. This is also solid in the fact that it's multi-turn duration, and it's stronger than an MLB 2030 would be. So it's really good in terms of just the actual raw star power that it's going to give. It's not going to make every single one of your cards crits, but it is going to be enough to at least, if you can soak it to the right card, make that pretty much going to be securable as a crit. Again, this one also on a 6-turn cooldown. And then we get to the third skill here, and the third skill has 2 ranks of overcharge. It's a targeted skill. You're going to be able to use this on, obviously, Kagetora or one of her other companions. And I actually didn't show this off before stream. We were testing her out, but this is going to be something that you could use to a decent effect in something like the Invincible comp. We've already talked about how down the line for challenge content, the Invincible comp's just really strong. It helps keep you alive. It helps just sort of negate a lot of the like BS that you'll encounter in boss battles. And having the capability to have not only Proto Merlin out there now, who facilitates it very well for arts comps, but then also having somebody that can provide overcharge into the comp to help supplement Proto Merlin just makes it really strong, really durable, really hard for the like enemies to be able to break through and kill, because it means that those overcharge stacks are going to keep flowing over to Castoria. She's going to get more stacks of solemn defense, and the enemy's just going to have a harder time breaking through that and actually trying to damage you. So really, really good that she has this. And again, this can also be used on herself for even more damage. So it's definitely going to be something that you'll use probably in that way the majority of the time. She's going to then increase the ally's attack for 3 turns. So again, remember, this could be her target or it could be herself, of up to 20%, and then increase one ally's NP generation rate for 3 turns of 30%. Now, with all of this kind of packaged into the 6-turn cooldown, we have the capability of utilizing this on Kenshin herself, on a support, or maybe even on a supplementary damage dealer, a second damage dealer that could be in the comp, if you're maybe having them take out, like, say, an AoE wave or something in between. You could use this to allow for that person to be able to have an easier time looping back to full, which is definitely going to be something that an arts comp's going to focus on. So I do think this is a really adaptable skill. I always like to see skills that are strong but targetable, because it just means you can move them around and use them to your own discretion and basically kind of make the most out of them. So really, really a good skill there. And then Magic Resistance B is going to be her first passive, just increasing her debuff resistance, making her harder to land those enemy debuffs on her. And then Riding A to help that singular quick card's performance out. That's also going to help. And then Divinity A for just some flat 200 damage added to all of her attacks. It's not going to be the most crazy broken thing, but it is just going to be some additional damage added after everything else. And then a unique one here, Treasure is in the Heart, that's going to increase own buff removal resistance by 10% and instant kill resistance by 10%. So this is going to help offset the death rate a little bit too, and actually going to make her pretty decent in terms of being able to tank death procs against that sort of stuff. So I do think that this third append here is, or sorry, fourth append, not append, fourth passive here is rather good. With regards to her appends, I was already getting ahead of myself. The mana loading is going to be the one you're probably going to want to go for. The reason for this is going to be charge. Well, we did say that Kenshin has really good card performance. The NP doesn't refund that much for an arts unit. And if you're thinking that's bad, please understand it's single target. Our single target refunders usually don't refund that much in order to help them. There are some crazy cases where the NP gain is absolutely busted, and that's stuff like Squirtoria, or even maybe even a unit like Vlad out there who's now gotten a lot of upgrades, that they can refund quite a bit even as a single target and almost loop back to full, depending on what the situation is. But a unit like Kenshin is going to be more about repeatedly doing it, kind of just a law of averages type situation where you're just going to be firing off that NP over and over and over again as many times as you can within rapid succession. You're just trying to get the most NPs out that you can. So she does generate, you know, a decent amount, but it's not going to be like a full refund. So you're going to want the mana loading to just be able to like min-max you at the beginning. You're going to want to have that, combine that with basically her own 50% charge, and then I don't know, maybe like if you didn't have the mana loading max, that'd be 60% right there. You could do 2 Castoria NP gains. Or if you manage to have something like, say, you know, the maxed out mana loading, you could just do one of the Castoria attack ups. Or maybe even a Castoria NP gain with like a 10% from a Mystic code or something like that. It's totally up to you. There's different options that you can use, and it's just going to depend on what you're trying to do, what your current goal is and needs are, depending on the boss you're facing. So again, I do recommend the mana loading first. For the second one, I'm going to recommend the extra attack finesse. That one's going to be very nice. Again, you guys can see her hit counts are already pretty stellar. So just having this is going to make the refund off of carding even better, especially if you don't get the arts cards. If you maybe get like her NP and then a buster and a quick card, this is going to help you just kind of squeeze out that extra little bit on that NP gain. Maybe you get back to 100% instead of landing at like 97, 98% or something like that. So definitely really a nice one to have as well, because it's not just damage, it's not just star gen, it's also NP gen. And then the third one here is going to be anti-alter ego attack damage aptitude. It's actually not the worst, and I'm going to say that this is actually a decent sign that maybe Lasingle's finally learning about these append skills and the third appends and what to do with them. Because, yeah, I mean, throwing anti-alter ego damage on, you know, something like a cavalry class that you weren't going to want to take against an alter ego is not the best of pairings. But putting it on someone like a ruler who would otherwise be neutral just means that this would be a decent option for somebody if they manage to have a really, like, super invested Kagetora, and they manage to go like, hey, you know, I don't really have a good alter ego killer, why don't I just take her in there? She won't take a lot of damage, she'll be able to tank it some, and then she'll be at least semi-effective. So that's kind of what they're going with on this one, and I don't think it's the worst. So again, still a distant third for the append that you would want to unlock. It's probably the last use of your coins that I would recommend, but it is still an option for you there, and I don't think it's a terrible one compared to some of the others, especially if you manage to get a man-traded alter ego, but that's just going to depend on the scenario. Now, for Noble Phantasm, and this is why, again, I'm going to really kind of focus on the NP gain argument here. She's got a 4-hit single target arts NP. Keep in mind, with a unit like, say, Space Ishtar we talk about all the time, she's got 3 hits on her NP. But she's AoE, so those 3 hits get multiplied against a, 3-set enemy wave into 9 hits. So essentially, with a 4-hit single target NP, this is not a lot of hits to go around. You don't have a whole lot of hits to actually generate Noble Phantasm with. So that's part of the reason that her NP gain off of her NP is being kept at least somewhat low. And again, it's still not bad. I just want to emphasize that it's not going to like full refund you in most of those cases. You're going to need some supplemental charge, or you're going to need some performance of the cards, but you can make this sort of thing happen, especially with how much charge are available out there in comps nowadays. Now, let's talk about the NP proper itself first before we get into the actual NP refund numbers. You can see that she's going to remove one enemy's buffs activating first before any damage goes out. This is always a strong thing in FGO. Now, the problem that you're going to encounter is some bosses just have that white border around their buffs that means that they are unremovable. That's because they're a special gimmick and the devs are cowards and they don't want to let you mess with their fight. But the reality is you aren't going to be able to strip those anyways. But what you can strip is the enemy boss utilizing their own skills. So like, let's say it pops Invuln or Guts, or maybe even like it's something crazy like a Spriggan boss and it's popped like 3 crit damage ups or something like that. That's where you go like, hey, you know what? No, I reject that. I'm going to remove all of those buffs from you. You're not going to crit me. You're not going to, be able to avoid my damage. You're going down. That's where this sort of thing is always really strong. It's always been strong in boss fights. It always will be strong in boss fights, no matter what the devs do. Basically, being able to remove the enemy's ability to deal extra damage or mitigate your damage is always going to be a very strong thing. So, really nice that she has this. And the cool part is, compared to some of our other buff removers, she's arts. She's going to be fitting into that arts comp. She's going to be looping. She's going to just keep removing the buffs. So really, really, really nice. She's going to deal damage to one enemy then, and then she's going to deal super effective damage to enemies that have the man attribute. So really another nice aspect there, because that's one of the 3 main attributes that you're going to find. Man, Sky, and Earth are the 3 main ones. You do also have Beast and Star out there, but those 3 are going to be the big ones. So this is going to cover roughly a third of the enemies you're going to encounter in the entire game. It's going to be really useful, really usable for Khadroth to have this. And then from there, you guys can see that the overcharge effect that we talked about earlier is going to be an increase to her art's performance for that one turn. So yes, obviously you're going to get 20% here. Naturally, this is just more damage, but it's also more NP gain. And so having more ranks of overcharge that we get from that 3rd skill there can also jack up the amount of refund that she would then get off of her NP. So because it's 2 ranks, she'll be ending up at 30% instead of 20%, and that will help make some of the difference. That's a whole nother steroid right there, basically to help provide her for damage and refund. Really a strong thing. And certainly if you manage to use her in certain applications, maybe you're putting her NP second after a Castoria NP, maybe you've got overcharge somewhere else in the comp, like from a Proto Merlin or something like that, you're going to have more ranks of this overcharge effect to be able to utilize to your advantage. So it's really going to be solid. And again, this also is going to bleed back into the card performance that we talked about earlier. Because instead of it being NP damage up and it only infecting the MP, it's also going to impact the cards for the duration of that turn. If you do something like a Arts NP plus her 2 Arts cards, yeah, especially if you had that overcharge effect, it's also going to impact that and allow it to perform really well. So this is why I think some people are seeing her NP like refund going a little bit crazy. It's because they're stacking arts buffs, they've got the overcharge, and they're landing arts crits, and it starts going wild in these scenarios. But yeah, I don't blame them. It's sort of like to draw a comparison, sort of like the Erish Kagall like arts card scenario where people go like, oh wow, it crit and I just got like 200% NP charge off of that. Kind of a similar scenario where it's like it's a lot stronger than it appears at first, but the NP itself isn't where you're going to get the majority of it. And let's talk about that. So with regards to Kagetora's refund numbers, now I'm going to talk about this first without overcharge, so that way you guys can kind of understand it. Basically, at even 1 hit of overkill, so 1 out of 4 hits of overkill, and this is the amount that you're going to get when you kill the enemy or break the bar, you're going to pretty much be reliant on there being at least 1 hit. You're going to get about 40%. It's going to be 39.76% with just double Castoria against a neutral target. So right there, 39.74 off of 1 hit of overkill. If you can manage to get all the way up to 4 hits of overkill, you're going to get up to 53%. The problem is getting 4 hits of overkill, as we've explained this before, it's really difficult because, remember, to get the last hit of overkill, you just need to kill somewhere with the last 40% of her damage off of her NP. That means the first 60% didn't matter. As long as anything in the last 40% killed, you're good. In order to get even the second hit, though, this now means that you've got to do it at some amount less than that 60%, but still more than, like, say, 40% of the damage. So that's, or sorry, 30%. That's the issue that you're going to run into, is each one of these starts lowering the threshold even more. So you need to kill with less and less of the damage output of the overall NP in order to secure that overkill hit. So it's very difficult to get more than, like, say, 2 overkill hits on Kagetora. So that's going to be the problem that you're going to run into, I think, in that scenario, is trying to stretch this for more NP gain. There's not a whole lot of hits there to be able to do it. Maybe with, like, an early break bar on a boss, or, like, a low health enemy at the start of a, like, 1-1-1 node, you might be able to pull off some higher ranks. But, again, don't expect more than about 2 hits of overkill in most scenarios that you're going up against. And again, that's without the overcharge from her skill 3. If we include the 2 ranks of the overcharge, here's the difference that it's going to make. For 1 hit of overkill, you're looking at 41.35. Right? I left the 1 off there. So not a whole lot still. You're not getting this wildly massive swing in NP gain. The reason why is because it's 10% extra arts up on a 4-hit NP. On an NP that, to begin with, was only generating about 40%. So you're only getting, you know, again, somewhere around like 1.5 to 2% extra NP gain here. Not that crazy. And that's the whole point that I'm trying to make here, is please understand that the majority of her refund is going to come off of cards. And that means there's going to be some RNG aspects to it. But also keep in mind that this is definitely solid for a single target. This is not a bad number. Being able to, if you're trying to do the whole solve for 300 thing, have 40% NP gain even, means that that's 80% charge over those first 2 turns that you're going to keep getting off the back end of the NP that you don't have to solve for. In just a double Castoria Oberon comp alone, we have 170% charge. So that right there, that 170 that you guys have, plus 80, do the math. You're at 250 of the necessary 300% charge that you need. Where did we get the other 50? Oh, right here from the 50% charge. So it's going to be pretty easy to brute force a 3-turn with Kagetora. You're going to want to start from 0% charge. That being said, there may be scenarios that you're going to try to go longer than 3 turns, or maybe not be able to rely on the cards as much. And so this is going to dictate how you form the comp around Kagetora. Maybe even who the supports are that you're going to be using. Maybe you're not using double Castoria. Maybe you're using something like Castoria with Tamamo or Castoria with Proto Merlin. It just depends, and these are going to change refund numbers around quite a bit. But at least for general purpose, we like to use the whole double Castoria thing because it's very easy to demonstrate. Now, again, I think with regards to Kagatora's damage output, obviously we can start talking about where she stands on the NP damage list here. Remember, these are neutral numbers, which actually pretty fair comparing a neutral number for a ruler. And then it's not going to include any sort of supports, any sort of mystic codes, any sort of craft essences, or any sort of extracurricular stuff you've done to the unit, like grailing or gold foeing. But this will consider foeing and normal max skills being used on themselves. So like a unit using their own skills on themselves. In these sorts of scenarios, you guys can see that the way it's going to pan out is, oh man, they're actually neck and neck, these two. And I think this is where some people would go, oh wait, hey, you know, Estrella's permanent, Kenshin is limited, so therefore, you know, Estrella's been around longer, I have higher NP levels, I don't need Kenshin. You're kind of right. If you have a very good Estrella, you don't need Kenshin. And that's the big takeaway. Don't feel like you have to roll her. But there are things that Kenshin's going to do that Estrella's not going to do. We do have evil alignment and the ability to pierce invincibility. But we also have man attribute over here, which is probably a little bit more common than evil. And the ability to remove all buffs before damage. So not just invincibility pierce, but everything's gone at that point. So there's definitely a lot more applicability there. Also keep in mind, as we start talking about NP levels, level for level, Kenshin scales better. So that's something you guys need to understand. That's going to be a little bit the power of the 5-star versus the power of the 4-star. And keep in mind too, Estrella's already had her NP interlude. So this is just a very good, very cracked 4-star. And we've all had a very high opinion of Estrella for years now. Getting compared to a current year, you know, first ever 5-star single target ruler. So yeah, I'm not surprised to see that the damage numbers are actually pretty much neck and neck. So where this is going to matter is it's going to come down to the usage of the units. And we'll talk about that here in a sec. To give you guys actual numbers on Kagetora here. Basically, like, if you put her in a normal comp and tried to 3-turn with her, okay, you're going to be looking at something like just even NP1 at, you know, and again, this is going to be double Castoria, Oberon, a level 100 Black Grail, a level 10 Neo Plug Suit. You're not all going to have that. Don't worry too much about it. We're just setting things as even as we can for comparison's sake. But you're looking at, for like wave 1 here, your number is going to end up being about 190k. For wave 2, your number is going to be about 244k. And then for wave 3, your number is going to end up being 549k. Get a lot of spike there at the end, but a lot of that's going to come from an Oberon. You guys got to understand that Oberon's going to make turn 3s really pop off, and that is his major claim to fame. But that's just normal out of niche damage, okay? If we start putting in man super effective though now, all of a sudden, wave 1, you're looking at 314k. Wave 2, 403k. And wave 3, 906k. These are starting to get some pretty terrifying numbers really quick. And these are neutral. So imagine if they just happen to be effective somehow, like against the Berserker or against a, you know, God forbid, Moon Cancer. You're going to start to get some really nice stuff there off of that. Now, that's just NP1, so imagine it scaling all the way up into even greater amounts. In fact, even just normal numbers at NP2, you'd be looking at about 254k. 325k, and 732k. That's not man. If we actually did man would be at NP2, 419k, 537k, and 1.2 mil. So definitely a lot of scalability in that. You're definitely going to see some crazy numbers there if you manage to stack things. But again, a lot of that's going to come from Black Grail, Oberon, maxed out Neo plug suit. So definitely some really high-end technology being used on that. So how does Luvia compare to that? Because again, that's, like I said, you know, a lot of this is going to get kind of talked about in that regard. You guys can see, you know, surely she's also doing those crazy numbers too, right? Well, there's some interesting points that we'd have to make about a unit like Luvia. For starters, Luvia is really nice. She's had a lot of attention already, but she's still only got the 1 turn of arts up. So she doesn't have a 3-turn steroid like she does. I mean, she does, but it's more going to be from the attack rather than the arts up that's going to be carried with her every turn. She also ends up having a 20% charge instead of a 50% charge. So if you can't get as much done with refund, it's going to be a little bit harder on Luvia. As a result, being able to 3-turn with Luvia is certainly possible, but it's probably not going to be as likely to be doable from 0% charge. For a unit like Luvia, and we just got done talking about Khadroth and how dependent her refund might be on cards if you are, you know, only using 2 supports or something like that. For a unit like Luvia, it's going to be even more important. And that's kind of the issue that we have here. And it's not because necessarily the NP gain. The NP gain for Luvia is actually going to be somewhat similar. In a case of like Luvia with double Castoria against neutral, basically without her second skill, her arts up, you're going to be looking at that being about 41% for 1 hit of overkill. 41.45. And that's 1 out of 8. This is the advantage that Luvia will have, is more hits on her NP. So getting to higher hit amounts, a little bit more doable. But even for 8 out of 8 hits, you're looking at about 58.51%. So the issue here is you're getting a little bit more refund, a little bit more scalability and ability to achieve overkill, but you're not necessarily going to end up with, you know, as good of a situation due to the lack of actual charge in the kit. This is why I say a little bit more of that's going to have to maybe be relied on for actual cards if you're managing to be in that same sort of like, oh, hey, I'm only using double support situation. A little bit, the issue that you're going to end up having with a unit like Luvia is starting her out with a Black Grail compared to a unit like Kenshin. Kenshin's just going to kind of automate a lot of that and just do it anyways. Luvia could do it if you can get the cards. So what's the problem with that? Getting the cards. And let me explain. In a 3-turn scenario, if you need cards to complete your refund, this means that you need to get the cards on turns 1 and 2. If you get the cards on turn 3, you didn't have them in time to refund back to full for the 3rd turn. So, Doomsday scenario is all 5 of Luvia's cards appear on turn 3. A much more plausible but annoying situation would be you just didn't get the arts cards in the first 2 turns. And that can really happen, and it can be really annoying when it happens. This is sort of one of the issues with trying to do single target looping in general, because the devs know and they try to set single target numbers a little bit lower, and so they try to make it so you have to rely on the cards some. But if you just get screwed in the cards, work. So that's kind of the issue that you run into. And Kenshin's also going to have that some, but Astray is going to have it a little bit more. Astray is pretty infamous, though, for being able to manufacture stars on command, being able to soak them all, and being able to crit. So, rest assured, if you do get the cards, you're probably going to be able to make it. It's just going to be, do you get the cards? That's going to be the problem. So, as a result, and the reason I'm doing this, there is a reason, is to set you up for why we've done the comparison the way that we've done it. Because what we're comparing is a Black Grail Kenshin versus an Ocean Flyer Luvia. Because Ocean Flyer is consistent, you will be able to 3-turn with it, starting from 50% charge, and still get really solid damage. But it's not going to be Black Grail. You might be able to get away with Black Grail, but it's going to be really RNG dependent. You're going to have to get the cards on the exact turn that you need them, and you're going to have to really pop off with it. So that's kind of the issue that you're going to run into. And again, remember, if you're up against the boss can play a factor as well. That's where your NP charge defense comes in. So if you have a boss that's like, you might be thinking like, oh man, I remember this time that I looped Black Grail with Luvia, and it was perfectly fine. But then you had like a boss that was just hitting you like 10 times a turn, and you were just getting a ton of NP gain off of that and not even realizing it. So there are times where, yeah, you can still make it work because of that, but can't always rely on it. So as a result, you know, comparing, as we talked about there, the NP1 numbers outside of man, right? Like, so just giving you the NP1 Kenshin numbers there, you were going to be looking at, as we said before, 190, 244, and 549. Okay? That's wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 right here. So what is it for Luvia then? In that regard, again, assuming an Ocean Flyer here at NP1 may have a higher NP level, you're going to be looking at 116. You're going to be looking at 195. And you're going to be looking at 397. These are not bad numbers. I want to be clear here. These numbers are still really stellar because they're neutral. Luvia is still a really cracked unit. Kenshin got that new age tech, though. And that's part of where this is coming in. And again, a lot of it's going to be that star disparity. That really is going to help give that edge somewhat in attack stat, in, you know, just extra sort of quality that the unit has in their kit. Now, what would be a more comparable number then, though? So for something like this, you're going to be looking at a little bit more, let's say, NP5. Okay? At NP5 of Luvia, you're looking at 174 now on turn 1, still lower. 293 on turn 2, so now higher. And 595 on turn 3, so higher. So again, NP5, you're good. NP4, you're also probably good by turn 3. NP3, Kenshin wins. Kenshin's gonna beat an NP3 Luvia ever so slightly. The numbers are 549 versus 546. So what if it's man trait? What if it's evil trait? So let's apply niche to both of them. In Kagetora's case, you're going to be looking at, again, NP1 here. 314 against man for wave 1. 403 for wave 2. Sorry, I had to double check that one. And 906, as we already said, for wave 3. Where's Luvia against that? Luvia, with evil at NP1, is going to be 174. 293. 595. NP3, about 240. 403. So really right on the money there between those two. And 818. So again, you see that scalability of the 5-star there. Like, the gap is actually widening a little bit. And what's really funny there is the peak there on the second wave. Lots of numbers, yeah. And the whole point that I'm trying to make is, if you have Luvia, please understand, especially if you have her at higher MP levels, you're still good. You still have a fantastic single target boss killer. You still have an anti-evil, nuker. You still have a really good survivable ruler. That's very crit-centric and happy. Kenshin, gonna edge her a little bit in the damage. Gonna edge her a little bit in the utility of the NP. But otherwise, they're really a very comparable set. And that's why I wanted to make this comparison for you guys here at the end. Normally, I don't drag another unit in. It's just, there's going to be a lot of direct comparisons made. because it is such a small grouping of units that are single target rulers nowadays. And those two are the only single target arts. Again, let me know what you guys think about Kenshin. Which Ascension form is going to end up being your favorite? And will you be rolling for her? If you have already, how do you like her? I'll see you guys for the next one. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. It always helps the channel out. And have a good one. Woo! There we go, chat. Questions? When are you rolling for NP5? Me? I already got NP1. I'm good. NP5 will be NA. Time for Florida Man? Yeah, we can do Florida Man real quick. So, I had redeemed a Florida Man story. You guys know I live in Florida, so these are always really funny to see and read. Florida man arrested for quitting job in the middle of transporting prison inmate. Stick it to the man. Yes, let's go. An Orlando man was arrested after he drove a van full of prison inmates off course and refused to stop while traveling in North Carolina, deputies said. On Tuesday around 9 a.m., deputies received a call to be on the lookout for an inmate transport van traveling on I-40 in Statesville, North Carolina. The caller was the owner of the inmate transport company and reported the driver was off course and refusing to return the van. The driver, Joshua, as I'll call him, had 4 inmates in the locked cargo area of the van. Another employee was traveling in the van with Josh, who was texting the transport company owner, deputies said. Oh man, imagine being held hostage like that. Josh told the owner that he was quitting his job in the middle of the trip and refused to stop at the intended destination for the prisoners. Deputies stopped the van at I-40 and learned Joshua was supposed to stop at a location in Hickory with the inmates, but refused. Joshua was charged with 5 counts of felony second-degree kidnapping and felony larceny by an employee. Oh, imagine getting kidnapping for kidnapping prisoners. That is such a, like, terrible, like, hey, what'd you do, man? Well, I kidnapped some of you guys. That's what you're in here for? Yeah, I kidnapped some prisoners. Honestly, that might earn him some cred, right? Like some street cred, where, like, he's in prison, and they're like, nah, you one of the good ones. You tried to get us out of here. Only Florida, yeah. Neo Knight, thank you for the 6. Hope you're doing good. We just got done with the Khadroth review, and we are set. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed all of that. Like, that was pretty analysis for me. But like I said, I felt the need to, 1, do Estrella justice and make the case for, like, she's good, don't let anyone tell you she's bad. But 2, don't let any Estrella fan tell you not to roll for Kenshin. Kenshin is good and can be argued to be better. So it is what it is. Like, I think this is the problem in the FGO fandom. People are so polarized. They're always on one side or the other, when the reality is, like, both. Both is good. There are people who think Estrella is bad. I don't think there's anyone that thinks Estrella is bad, but you're probably going to see some discussion about it with the damage number. I noticed there's been like 2 camps today. Yeah. But what if you're Estrella and Nagatoro fans? Get both. Like I said, both is good. They might think her art is bad. Oh, for Estrella? Okay, chat. Chat, maybe unpopular opinion here. Okay? The most damning thing about Estrella. Let me show you, okay? I want you guys to look very closely. Very closely, okay? Here, I'm even gonna zoom in for you. This is super damning. It's right here. It's the fact that this doesn't say oh ho 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 ho. It has nothing to do with the art. I don't know why people complain about the art. It's simply the lack of Ohoho. Okay? Like, that's it. That's the only thing. That is the worst part about Estrella. You need to zoom in closer? Do you want me to go right into the mouth? Estrella has such a pretty effect. Yeah. I, like, you know, I know people don't like the screw tails, basically, for the hairstyle, but I'm like, I think it's fine. Like, you guys gotta understand, too, like, this is... Estrella is a Luvia what if, right? Like, that's the way to think about it, is it's Luvia if, you know, she were the god of scales, basically. Which, I would like to point this out. Her alignment should not be good. It should be balanced. That's a miss. I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't do balance there, but it is what it is. The opinion that Luvia is still amazing? Yeah, and I don't think you should not have that opinion, right? If the MP were higher, it's power creep. I mean, I'm gonna say this. I never thought I'd see a day where Luvia would get power crept. Right? Like, I could have seen a day where they're like, you know what, we're giving Martha another buff, and, like, then Martha's competitive. Maybe even more, right? Like, but, like, I never thought I'd see, like, oh, man, here comes that 5-star, and she just beats her. And I even said this. You can ask people in VIP, you can ask Avalon. I literally said, if she's arts, Kenshin's gonna have a lot of work to do to be stronger than Estrella. And they did it. They did it. But even I was a skeptic as to whether or not they would do it. Banished from the Heroes Party OP. It's getting a second season, Dart. I can't wait. Hello, Zaruku. My fortune comes from the heavenly, or from the heaven. My armor shines on my chest, and my feet will bring me victory. Beaten hustle. Shiranui. I see. Yeah, I could hear most of it. It was pretty clear, and it was more like a volume issue for me than anything else. Not like the actress was unclear. How's the evil playthrough? We're gonna find out right now. We're gonna find out right now. The thing is, I won't be rolling for many copies that'll outperform my NP5 Grailed Luvia. Right, yeah, it would... Like, if you guys have an NP5 Grailed Luvia, it's gonna end up taking that, like, NP2, NP3, depending on, like, your grailing level, okay? Like, please understand that. And that's why I said, like, don't feel like you have to roll Kenshin. The whole reason I did, I wanted that buff removal, okay? That I needed a arts looping buff remover. Whoops, wrong screen. The volume of her English chant is lower, it seems. Probably on purpose, just to make it a little bit harder to hear, to distinguish, so that you can't, like, hear the difference, right? But yeah, it is Nana Mizuki's famous VA. Let's see, what has Nana Mizuki done? She's Anne in Persona 5. She's Vanessa in Black Clover. Samir in Tower of Fantasy. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, she actually hasn't been doing too much lately. Oh, she was Reiko in Tomodachi game. Colette in Tales of Crestoria. Oh, she's Fragile in the Japanese version of Death Stranding. What the heck? Might have to play in Japanese. She's Hinata and Naruto. How are you doing? Are you excited for the Lotto to start in 5-ish hours? Yes. Also, chat, don't forget maintenance in 40 minutes. Get your shit set up. Oh no, not another Death Stranding stream? Chat, don't worry. I will never play Death Stranding ever again. Okay? Like, for them to get me to play Death Stranding 2, that game has to be, 1, way better than the first, and 2, they'd probably have to pay me still. Like, or at minimum, they'd have to give me the game for free because I'm not paying for it. For anyone who's curious, I played all the way through Death Stranding on stream. I hated it. Like, it was not too bad until the ending. The story was pretty nonsensical at points, and the ending itself was one of the worst endings I've ever seen in gaming, simply because of the time it took to wrap up. It was like a 3-hour ending, and like they forced you to sit there and watch the credits roll by to get to like the ending scenes and stuff. It was awful. One of the worst endings I've ever seen in video gaming. No developer should ever do that. So I was like sitting there at the end of it just being like, you know, damn you, what's his face, Metal Gear Man. God, I can see his face and I can't think of his name. I'm drawing a total blank, chat. Kojima, yes. God. Hideo Kojima. Okay, so chat, we're in the Underdark. Oh. Yeah, we're in the Underdark. We're in the Underdark, yeah. Hold on. I gotta do something for all of you who stayed for this portion of the stream. Okay, let's run over here. It's here. Yeah. First of all, before I do that, I've been saving this portion for on stream. No. You guys come back here.
There's tunnels everywhere. Who would dig these? Why here?
Oof. Did not mean to do that. Is this where I want to be? I don't remember. Yeah, I think this is where I want to be. Oh! Oh my god. So if that had been honor mode, chat, we lost. Right there. We just lost. Like, oh man, that would salt me so hard. That's gonna be the most dangerous thing about honor mode. Not stepping on a landmine of some sort. And getting like knocked off a cliff. Oh, I heard that's where you wanted to be. Yes, like if a character dies in honor mode, they're dead. You don't get them back. And if your player character dies in honor mode, game over. So real quick, let me go back to camp. Where's Shadowheart?
Always makes my day better.
Oh, chat, let me also show you something else.
Seems the Githyanki are keen to reclaim the artifact I carry. I can't afford that to happen.
Okay.
In fact, none of us can.
Okay.
That thing is shielding us somehow.
Okay.
I don't want to know what happens if we lose it.
Okay. Let's go with 2.
I only know what I know. I was ordered to retrieve it, and that's what I intend to do. The rest is immaterial to me.
Also, Shadowheart, you definitely need a shower. I can see the dirt on your face. Oh, this is the noble stock conversation. Alright.
I can't. My memories are being withheld for a reason. Lady Shah will return them to me when the time... Besides, mushrooms aren't my favorite. I think it's because of the gills.
My character's like, huh? Okay, so I could intimidate her into eating the damn mushroom, or I could persuade her. We're gonna save. Use the charm person scroll. It's only a 12. Alright, I'm not using both my remaining points of inspiration on that. I will just reload. I want her to eat it, so I'm gonna save scum it. We definitely need to do a playthrough, though, where it's like, no scum. No scum. You don't pass, you don't get it. Like... Death Stranding was hot garbage, there I said it. I think Death Stranding had a lot of potential, but I think it wanted to be a movie more than it wanted to be a game. Okay? And I know people have said that about, like, the Metal Gear series.
I can't.
It's something
My
Kojima's
memories are being
famous,
withheld
though.
for a reason.
Or famous for.
Lady Shah will
but
return them to me when the time is right, no sooner. Besides,
it did not want to be a game.
mushrooms aren't my favorite. I think it's
It wanted to be a documentary about saving America after the apocalypse as delivered by UPS. Oh look, we did it! First try, chat.
All right, give it here.
Is it working?
I remembered something. Not everything. It's new and not new at the same time. All jumbled up. I was younger. Much younger. An initiate at the cloister. I was upset about something. The others were teasing me, mocking my name. Like I wasn't worthy of it. There was another. A tiefling boy with short horns and purple hair. I think he was my friend. He tried to make me feel better. Ronald. That's the last part of it I remember. That must be his name. Perhaps he's still there in Baldur's Gate.
Maybe he was just trying to get into your pants.
It hurts.
Okay, so the whole point about this...
May the darkness protect you.
Yes, may the darkness protect you too. Get out of my party.
If you're sure. Fine. I'll be here.
Okay, chat, you guys want to see something cool?
At the ready.
Are you ready? I need to make sure chat's ready. Oh, god damn it, Gale, not you two. Why are you hunched over dying? I just gave you an artifact, Gale. You just had an artifact.
The Gift Knight is as merciless as the dragon he rides. That we still have our heads is nothing short of a miracle.
I agree.
That's the spirit.
Yes. Okay. Wait, where's Lae'zel? Where the heck is Lae'zel? Oh, right. I totally shape-shifted Lae'zel. Because, chat, I think Lae'zel is a little bit hotter as a thick female elf. Like as a tall, like, dommy-mommy female elf. Right? Like, tell me that's not the case.
Into Violence breeds
But anyways,
madness.
you guys want to see something cool? So, like,
Action
I'm
makes
level 4.
reaction. Is that
Okay.
blood? No.
Like, I'm level 4. This is still Act 1.
Assume nothing.
And then we have this. And Lae'zel has it. The chat, I don't know if you know what this is. How? So when you first encounter Kithrak Voss in Act 1, he has his legendary sword on him. And you can get him to drop it. There's just a select, like, way of doing things that you have to do. So, needless to say, we have a legendary +3 sword at level 4. And let me tell you, fighting the level 5 and level 6 Githyanki was not easy.
On my way.
Anyways, the whole point in all of this chat was simply to get Will into the party. Disarming Strike? Yes. You can't use Command Drop on that one. You have to use Disarming Strike for it to work.
You don't know the half of it. With a bit of luck, we'll meet a beholder.
Meet a beholder. Anywho. Actually, wait. Okay, so all he cares about is the Grand Duke right now. I think his quest line's wrapped up. Oh, that's dangerous. Nope.
Eager for battle.
You know what? Everybody?
What to do?
Everybody back over here. Back over here. Back over here. Back over here. Yeah. What part about everybody back over here did my character not understand?
Let's move.
Okay, now we're good. Ooh, Helmet of Autonomy. Proficiency in wisdom saving throws. That's actually, like, not bad. What the heck? The Festering Cave.
Very well.
Wait.
Spent much time in the Underdark?
Some.
What?
And you? See?
I must have accidentally, like... Yeah, oh god, the camera's doing messy stuff.
You tried drinking an earth element.
Yeah, so if you touch that again, you go back out.
Moving ahead.
I never came down here on my initial playthrough.
Our blood to fill your oceans, O blessed Boal. Our bones to build your temple in the deep.
A wave of pure devotion washes over you. And with every surge, you feel a presence grow in response.
Purge, priest. Promises. Your god wants proof. Wants blood.
You don't recognize the creatures, but this voice seems to have a hold over them.
Okay.
You, our Lord of Murder, demands sacrifice. You will be an offering for the great god Boal.
Trying to determine who or what they're talking to. Fuck. I'm not safe scumming that.
Well placed. Boal wants a sacrifice. Boal wants blood.
Actually, hold that thought, chat. Real quick. Real quick. I have something I want to test. I have something I want. If this works, this is freaking hilarious, and this is what everyone should do. So, you guys ever keep like a box back at camp?
Best be on my way.
Where you're just like, hey, you know, accidents happen. It's been like 3 days since our last workplace accident type deal.
What's up for discussion?
Fate, dost thou require a new ally? Which of them dost thou require? This is the price of balance. Thou wilt now find them as they were, exactly as thou last remembered them. Dost thou require anything else?
Nope.
By doom and dusk, I strike thy name from the archives.
Okay, Lae'zel, I need you to get out of the party again.
Speak.
Wait for me.
Chuck, you believe you can survive without me?
Yes.
As you say, do not keep me waiting.
It's so much more attractive this way, chat. She has a nose. Aw, damn it! She... Hoping she was gonna stay that way, even when she was out of the party. Wait. Okay, there she is. Chat, this is what they call a hireling. A hireling that I currently cannot talk to. He bugged? Leave camp. Let's go to camp. I also don't know why she just insists on being in Shadowheart's place here. So this is the person that I used to take Kithrak Voss. I wonder if I have to, like, rehire her. If so, that's just ass.
Fate, dost thou require a new app? Very well. Chew.
Okay, I can't recruit her again. I'm so confused. What? Why can I not interact with her, chat? Is it because she was dead and I gave her to Withers? And yes, Bryant, I did not. Like, what ended up happening is she disarmed Kithrak, and then she died. And I just, instead of resurrecting her, went back to camp, talked to Withers, and said, hey, I got a dead hireling. You want to take her for right now? And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll put her in the box. And so that was the thing.
Another step forward.
But if this is the case, I don't know that I want to have to pay 200 to resurrect her and 100 to do something else.
Fate, dost thou require a new ally? Which of them dost thou require? This is the price of balance. Thou wilt now find them as... Dost thou require anything else?
Yeah, she's like my, what is it, like the HM slave or whatever you called them back in the day? She's my Badoo cat. Oh, this is why. Okay, so that's clearly not working. Because, like, I still can't interact with her. So, like, she's just bugged. So she may be dead. For all intents and... Which means we're going to test this with a new friend, chat. New friend. You guys like friends, don't you? For Flash and Caves and that's all? Yes.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Okay. Let's go talk to Sassy Man Withers.
Fate, dost thou require a new ally? Very well. Impossible. Thy party is...
Yeah. Thy party is full. I get it.
I should speak up. Speak.
Okay.
Chuck. You, as you say.
Actually, how much does Phil have on him? He's got nothing of actual value. Well, hold on. He's got a potion. He's got a potion and a scroll of Revivify. Those are valuable. Everything else, not valuable.
Stop me yet.
Fate, dost thou require a new ally? Very well.
Okay. So it's gonna cost us 100. You know what? We're gonna take the female with a beard who's a barbarian. We're gonna venture forth. Actually, what's just the class that I would use the least? It'd be Warlock. It would be Warlock, because I already am a Warlock. And this would potentially be taking Will's place. Alright, leave camp. You know, I wonder if that's what it was, if it was because my party was full.
Can carry me.
We'll see. Alright, chat, let's go talk to Bilal.
Creature is lost.
Our blood to
A wave of pure... You don't recognize...
Yep.
Our Lord of Murder demands sacrifice.
Try the investigation this time. Oh, it's only a 15 for this.
The great god.
Never mind.
Well placed. Brawl wants a sacrifice. Brawl wants blood.
Wait, if it's blood you want, I can make another offer.
Oh, what's that then? See, you got meat to spare. What you got for blessed Bual?
You want me to sacrifice one of my friends?
I want to wake up beside a handsome virgin every morning, but life doesn't give us what we want. Can we kill this god now?
Don't be rash now. I may be tolerant, but I won't let myself be fed to the fishes.
It's simple. Make an offering, or become one.
Oh no! Okay, so now we know. I can only offer one of them. Damn, I was gonna try to feed him a frickin' like a hireling and be like, I mean, it's got a soul in there. Surely you want that, right? Like, tasty soul. He basically screwed me on that. He only takes sentience. None of these like Skyrim Soul Gem type golems.
Light on my feet.
All right. I will. You know what? No, chat. We'll let him go into the abyss with the cowboy hat on. I think he looks cooler with it. I like his clothes, though. Not his underwear. Oh. And you know what? We'll let him keep the boots. He can keep the boots.
Our blood.
A wave of pure...
Words, priest. Promises.
You don't recognize the creatures, but this...
You. Our Lord of Murder demands sacrifice. That's so, Cutlet. I'm a god, and I fancy a bit of murder. Simple enough. Well placed. Bual wants a sacrifice. Bual wants blood.
Okay.
Oh, what you got for blessed Bual?
I want to wake up beside a handsome virgin every...
Don't be rash now. I may be tolerant, but I won't let myself be fed to the fishes.
It's simple. Make an offering.
Wait.
Or become one.
Why is Lae'zel not an option? What am I missing?
So it's like that, is it? So be it. The blade does not yield.
Shall we dance?
Bro, I don't know how you got them dodge moves.
Where do I go from here?
My character couldn't dodge this much on their own if they tried.
With haste.
We're just gonna move them all in real close like.
Death.
Death's cold grip.
Watch him Arms of Hadar my ass. I knew it. But if I step back, he'd Eldritch blasted my main character.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
Right in the nads.
Time to strike.
Time to kill.
Victory awaits. Blacket's will.
You've made your offering. Even better, you made a mess.
Okay.
I think I'll keep you, chosen. Go with my blessing. Show the world the power of Baal. But chosen, just don't forget where you got it from.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
Advantage on attack rolls against bleeding creatures.
I can't ever believe this.
So this is a permanent buff, chat. Like, I lose will, but it is a permanent buff. And like, low key, does anyone know the crate glitch?
Anything of use? One day, I'll catch a break.
Oh no, I think it's Shadowheart who had the crate on her. No. I want to be clear here, chat. The only reason that Will was the target is in an evil playthrough, Will was very likely to leave me anyways. Will is a warlock. My main character, while it doesn't look like it, is also a warlock. So like, this one just kind of made sense. Actually, let's talk to Will.
Corpse seems willing to speak, but not to its killer.
Ah, okay. See how it is.
Blacket's will.
See how it is.
Securing.
Okay, Lae'zel picked up Will. We've got Will. We've returned to camp.
Without delay. Let's get going. Moving in.
Careful, I bite.
Okay. Let's loot the rotting basket. Let's try putting Will's body in there. Then I think it goes like this.
Still alive. So that's progress.
Can't be resurrected. Damn, Will doesn't want to be. Damn.
Proceeding.
Maybe it has to be a crate? Is the extra attack of the martial class plus Hexblade still here? Kind of. Extra attack still there, obviously. Hexblade is changed. Kind of. And so, like, it's there, but I think you gotta get to, like, level 3 and do some interesting stuff. To my knowledge, it is possible. Okay, those are all special barrels. Okay, so we're gonna put Will in the wooden barrel. See if this works. This is like a glitch that I see speedrunners doing. I'm not sure if it's been fixed or not. But I guess, like, there's a way to, like, kill a dude, put him in a barrel, and, like, resurrect them. But I don't know if it'll work on, like...
Can't give up now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Eager for battle.
Right, well, I guess we just put Will in the crate. Oh, sweet. At least I get a scroll of Revivify every time. So there's that, chat. Okay, Katinka, put him in there. We just gotta put Will in the box. Save him for later. Make sure he doesn't get too despoiled.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
And where'd the crate go? Barrel, rather. Wait, chat, tell me I'm not blind. I totally don't see it. She picked it up, but it's not in her inventory. What? Okay.
I have a lot on my mind.
Okay.
And well...
Anyways, so Will has served his purpose. He summoned Mizora. He gave us the robes to put on Asterion. And he's now sacrificed himself so that the party can have a permanent buff. Will, 10 out of 10, would dupe again. And that's it. Like, that's all I had to do with Will. Will was just always intended to be a sacrificial pawn in this playthrough when possible. So, like, a lot of what I was doing with Karlach was to try to save Karlach because I prefer Karlach to Lae'zel. It had nothing to do with Will. Will's entire purpose was just... I don't know why she's dead over here, but it's funny. Give me that. You know what? Let's see if we can resurrect her. I don't want to kill off a hireling. They might be useful at some point.
I want to have a
Damn,
word.
Will's thing disappeared, though.
Fate,
Damn, son.
dost thou require a new ally? Which of them dost thou require? This is the price of balance. Dost thou require anything else?
Hey, Gale at least approves of that.
By doom and dusk, I strike thy name from the archives. Rise.
Yeah, okay, so she's in my party now. Oh, whoops.
Very well.
This vessel is at thy disposal. Do what thou wilt.
I made her look prettier, chat. Return this vessel to my camp, Withers.
Thou art the master. So it shall be.
Like, Withers is in control of the hirelings, which I find, like, crazy weird.
Don't waste a step.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. We gotta go talk to Shadowheart. Evil play, damn crazy. Well, there's this very specific build I'm going for. And I need the Baal's Benediction because it just makes it stronger. So I realized early on that, like, well, if I'm playing evil, someone's getting sacrificed anyways. So it doesn't matter.
Alright,
But I also knew that I couldn't have Shadowheart in the party for that because she was definitely going to object to someone getting ritually sacrificed. Whereas Asterion was just like, how dare you? You better not sacrifice me. Nobody else cared. That's what's hilarious.
My condition is worsening again. I need to consume some powerful magic or it may become volatile.
Oh, good lord. I'm gonna be real. I don't need a necklace that gives guidance. This would be useful if I didn't have a cleric or someone that had taken it, but I do. So.
Thank you.
Alright, Will, I'm not giving you any more. Or not Will, Gale.
It is a strange experience. Each time anew. Like a lost soul is spelunking through the darkness that is me, only to be sacrificed on the dread altar of the heart. Somehow the second artifact hasn't had the effect of the first.
Face went from really good to just
relieved the
completely
discomfort,
insane. It did,
but I fear my hunger hasn't quite...
Are you alright?
You do plenty for me, more than you realize. But this cannot be remedied. The magic isn't having the effect it should have. It's not like the last time, like a rainstorm that quells a forest fire. It merely drizzles. The embers still sizzle, the fire remains undefeated. I'm not certain what's going on, but nothing good. Please, I need to think. I need to retrace my steps to a glade of calm and think. Thank you for the artifact. A great deal of trouble it was too. A great deal of trouble indeed.
Yep. Don't worry, it was a useless artifact. I didn't want to give it to you though, because I could have sold it. Does Shadowheart have spells? No. So we're gonna just rest. We're gonna end the day. It's like she needs spells. Gale, why do I need to talk to you again? I swear to God, he's doing the whole Mystra thing. Cut it out, that spell of yours is attracting mosquitoes.
Oh. My, you startled me. I, was miles away.
Everything alright?
More or less. I was lost in prayer, of all things.
I think that's prayer. I think that's
Mystra,
simping.
for indeed it was her image I conjured. Commands all magic. Salvation, if such a thing exists, is hers to bestow or withhold. And yet even now, more than I fear losing my own self and soul, I fear losing my command of her art. Magic is my life. I've been in touch with the weave for as long as I can remember. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, he got that weave.
Music, poetry, physical beauty, all rolled into one and given expression through the senses. Would you like to experience this?
As a warlock, no, I have no interest in.
Then follow my lead.
I feel like this is the romance route with Gale. If you say no, you don't romance him. But if you say yes, you're interested in magic, you romance him. And it's stupid because, like, someone might say yes but have no romantic interest in him.
Now you.
Oh, okay. I only have +2 to Arcana.
You feel something strange, like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
Excellent. Now, repeat after me. Athran Mistraril Kantrak Eo.
Performance. Let's go, 20.
Suddenly, the scent of rose water and a sense of well-being. A sliver of weave that tastes sweet on the tongue.
Very good. Now, I want you to picture in your mind the concept of harmony, as true as you can.
Try to hum a familiar tune. Let's go. All of my good rolls are happening when it doesn't matter.
You see, or is it sense, the presence of a woman. The woman who hovered over Gale's palm. There's something like the anticipation of a kiss, then the pleasure of being cloaked in peace. You are safe. You are nestled in the cup of Mystra's hand.
See, now looking back, I don't see why
it.
Mystra would.
You're channeling the
feel this way.
weave. How does it feel?
Feels like a good time to call it a night.
The weave evaporates, and as it does so, you realize the night feels suddenly cold and lonesome.
Get cock-blocked, Gale!
There it goes. How easily things slip away from us, no matter how hard they were in the obtaining. Good night. I enjoyed sharing a moment of magic with you.
I didn't. Creepy. Stop staring at me. Okay.
How much further can I go?
The whole point is, like, Gale is super easy to romance. And I still don't understand why. Like, I think a lot of it has to do with that conversation. It's very easy to gain, like, reputation with Gale. And then you say, like, oh, yes, I like magic. And Gale's like, she wants in my pants. And it's like, no, maybe she just likes magic, man. Like, your funny words, magic bomb, man? Yes, exactly. But all right, chat, we're going to save it here. You guys have had an interesting taste of murder and mayhem already in this one. I hope you guys had a good stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be back tomorrow. I'm going to send you guys over to, yet again, Mr. Pahathon. Beyond, he doing more art. You know him. You love him. So let's go say hi. Again, like I said, we'll be back with, obviously, the Lotto tomorrow, as well as the Game Awards we're going to be watching. I don't know if I can stream them on YouTube. That's going to be interesting. Stay tuned. I'll try to find out. But that's going to be really curious. Anyways, in the meantime, go give Faye my love. Have a good one.